he does a podcast with myself and Gil. The guy, he's no slouch.
No, exactly. And he's one of us, so to speak. Joe Krause is here.
Produces our Sunday show.
He produces the Sunday show. He doesn't yell at me like Josh does.
No,
though.
Josh
you
is a
notice?
yeller.
Josh always yells at me.
He yells at everybody.
Hunter's not Italian.
Hunter's not Italian, but you're not Italian, are you? Josh, your name is Hennig. How's that Italian?
Mom's side.
How is that?
Adopted last name.
Oh, okay. Now I know
Mom's
why you're a pain in the
adopted
ass.
last
I thought it was just my current condition, medical, that was a pain in the butt. That's why Josh has been a pain in the butt to me. It's an Italian thing. Meanwhile, let's get this party started. Of course, I want to say tonight's Monday night game is a stinker on paper. This game is so bad, buses have decided to start caving in the streets of Pittsburgh. Have you seen that? Have you seen what's happening in Pittsburgh today? They got all these gigantic sinkholes.
I don't know.
And buses are sinking into them.
Mason Rudolph is back.
Yes.
Now, he's been out with a concussion. Obviously,
McMullen's mic is low.
there is no history there, but they're a 2-touchdown favorite. That's how bad the Miami Dolphins are. If Ben Roethlisberger's playing, you don't expect to be a 2-touchdown favorite. Mason Rudolph is in the game. They're a 2-touchdown favorite. How bad are the Miami Dolphins?
But they are.
Bad.
But they are. Here's the best part about this game, because I've been breaking it down, as you know, even though Mr. Monday Night is struggling at a 500 record, which is maybe the worst ever. Although the rest of my schedule is pretty 92% on Thursdays, 66 on Sundays, 69% overall in the National Football League, which is good money for those of you scoring at home and gambling. But the bottom line is this. The Pittsburgh, everybody talks about the Eagles receivers. Who's the number one receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers this year? Juju. You know that Juju Smith-Schuster has fewer catches than pretty much every other. He's the 54th. He's got 25 catches on the season.
Yeah, but that's about
which
the
is
quarterback.
54th in the
That's
league.
about the quarterback situation. They were down to their third-string quarterback. Now you bring it back to Philadelphia. We're officially done October. They will not play again till November. Mac Hollins is officially
Yeah, but Mac Hollins was
October.
But Mac Hollins was
Zero
never
for
elevated.
October.
Mac Hollins was never elevated to the number one receiver like Juju Smith-Schuster has been in Pittsburgh.
But
he's their number one guy, and he's has more catches than Juju Smith-Schuster.
Receivers and Colin.
James Conner has more run.
Colin can tell you this. Receivers are at the mercy of somebody getting them the
Other
football.
than one or two people, and one of them is DeAndre Hopkins. He's at a pace with the quarterbacks he's had in Houston before Deshaun Watson was ridiculous. Was Savage and Osweiler, and he still was Pro Bowl, all-pro level. My opinion on this Mac Hollins stuff is no more. Why is it a topic of conversation?
I didn't even mention him.
It should
I
be a
mentioned
conversation.
Juju Smith-Schuster.
For October, I have to
Guys,
mention.
he is the 7th, 8th option on the team.
Exactly.
I don't think he is, though. He's like the 4th.
No, he's not. He would have got the ball. He would have got that many targets to show that. He doesn't
He
get
got
those targets.
0 targets yesterday.
Yeah,
did
so
he?
why are we coming at him?
I'm not. That's John McMullen, who's a
No.
Mac Hollins hater.
No, it's not about
The Twitter
1 week.
today was Hollins.
Not about
Hollins.
1 week. It's about a whole month of no. Deshaun Jackson played one game. He's got almost as many receptions and receiving yards. In fact, he's ahead in one category than Mac Hollins, who has replaced him in the lineup.
Mac Hollins.
He hasn't replaced him.
The fact that
He's
Mac
playing the same position.
You know when
Obviously, he's not replaced him.
Yeah, I hear you.
You know when I realize Mac Hollins is on the field? When I see him coming off the field after the play. I mean, he has 0.
Well, he's a special teamer, and he's getting penalties touching the kicker.
Listen, here we are after a win, after the Eagles win a game that a lot of people thought they were going to win, and now we're bitching about Mac Hollins.
He played 59% of the snaps.
Nobody
knew
my argument.
it. Nobody knew.
So
he
did
was on
Bruce
the field.
Hector. Bruce Hector came
Bruce
off the
was
practice
at third.
squad on
Bruce
Friday, and he plays 50% of the snaps, and then they tell him today, hey, get out of here.
My point is this.
Well, that's procedure.
I woke up this morning and refreshed my Twitter page. Every other comment, every other radio show, Mac Hollins is being brought up. He's a special teams wide receiver that is in the game because of lack of depth at the position.
Exactly.
Well, then we can look at J.J. Arcega-Whiteside
exactly.
and say, why is he not playing?
Why is he not playing?
There's a reason why.
Why?
We don't know, but the coaches do.
Yeah, Doug talked about it today. What is this, level 1 security clearance? Tell me why he's in the football game.
Well, we also thought that Jordan Howard wasn't good enough because he wasn't playing,
exactly.
and they were clearly wrong on that.
Wait a minute. What was the final score of yesterday's game in Buffalo where the
I thought they
Eagles
played great.
were not supposed to go up there and win because the Buffalo Bills were 5-1 and this was an important game? No, we picked him to win except
not
Luigi. Luigi picked the stinking Bills. And so now here's the best part. So the Eagles basically dominate. I mean, they struggled in the first half, but then when they finally got their things going, they absolutely owned the Buffalo Bills.
They owned them in the front seven.
And Howard, and you guys talked about it, although you didn't give me any love for the Jordan Howard.
Well, that's a Colin and me thing.
Well, yeah, I haven't been talking about.
We've been talking about it for weeks.
I've been saying since the first day he was here that they have to pound the football.
All right, you're right.
All right, that's okay. You can snub me every once in a while, John. That's okay. It's okay. I get it.
No, the Eagles went up there and owned the line of scrimmages, and that's why they won. They finally dominated a line of scrimmage, and they faced an offense that doesn't really pose a lot of threats to the back four.
Josh Allen is so limited.
Yep.
He's so inaccurate. He's tremendously athletic. And the one thing, he does have a strong arm. He can't get the football down the field.
And the wind yesterday, as we talked about, the wind really messed up everybody. Yeah. And so that was a factor. And the Eagles obviously played better in the wind. And they did what they had to do in the win. But the thing about Josh Allen, and people say, the Bills, have they been exposed now by the Eagles?
They didn't play anybody.
Have been.
They haven't played anybody.
Yeah,
neither have the Patriots. If the Patriots lose a game, say they lose this weekend, will they have been exposed as a 7-0 team? They're playing bad teams, too. They're just beating those teams. And so I don't think Buffalo's not legitimate anymore because the Eagles went up there and beat them.
The Patriots have 2 decades of history, Tony.
Exactly.
The Bills have like 2 weeks of history.
The Bills,
this group.
If they were facing a number 1 schedule, like Chicago, for example, just a team that I know a lot about, then they would have a very similar sort of outcome of they would be a sub-500 football team.
Well, the good thing for Buffalo is they're the second best team in a bad division.
Yes.
So they get to beat up on the Jets and Dolphins, and you get some bad wins, and you look better. But at some point, you're going to regress back to the mean, and that's kind of what happened. I mean, they're just so limited offensively that if they don't bring their A game every single week defensively, they're going to have a tough time winning that particular week.
It's the whole thing. He has to play a clean game, and he didn't play a clean game. And that's the difference. And the Eagles had a hard time containing him early in the game. He was taking off and making big plays, and then it was Carson Wentz in the second half who started taking off and making monster plays. Absolutely.
Was really good
when he took off those 2 times and got huge first downs that allowed them to run the clock down and pretty much put that game away, that was a major step forward. That was good coaching. Doug Peterson coached horribly in Dallas, but he stepped it up yesterday, especially in the second half. And running the football, it's been a long time since we've seen a team run off a 9-minute drive to just pretty much end that football game and any hopes that the Bills were going to come back.
I thought Doug showed, okay, listen, I've heard the criticism, I've heard this, I've heard that. We're not running the ball the way we should be running the ball. Here's some creativity. At the red zone, they showed creativity with the pass game. The run game, I thought they showed creativity. I think they used the motion well, especially on the red zone with the fake screen out to Aguilar and then the stick nod. It's an out route, and then you break to the post. That's where he hit Goddard on. So he was very creative in what he did in the run game and the pass game, and it showed that, hey, I know what I'm doing. We can make this work. We've been maybe setting this up off the field,
Colin,
and it's worked. I thought they pushed them around up front too. This is a front seven that's very good with Buffalo, and the Eagles pushed them around because they bought in.
I coined this phrase today. Let me know what you think of it. Forced creativity. They were creative in all those things because of the weather. And I give them credit.
Now, those plays are already scheduled. Those plays are already scheduled on Tuesday to go in.
No, I understand
those runs, those gadget runs,
I understand
the pitches.
That. And by the way, Doug gave credit to Jeff Stoutland for the two-back set, the lead ISO play. That was all Jeff Stoutland. So I give Doug credit on 2 fronts.
Yep.
He gave the right guy credit, and he put it in the game plan. I get all that. But the point is, everybody's talked about creativity. Bottom line is, when we talk about play calling, we're not judging creativity. We're judging results. We're judging execution. Eagles executed.
100%.
Absolutely, and they dominated the game. And they started off slowly, fell behind 7-3, and then they did what they had to do, is put the foot down and get the win, and now face the Chicago Bears, where we are going to have a big tailgate on Sunday. We're going to tell you more about this when we come back We'll have breaking news on the Eagles waiver wire. The trade deadline is 4 o'clock tomorrow. Will there be a lot of moving and shaking in the Philadelphia Eagles organization? Based on what happened today, I'd say the answer is probably hell no. But we'll decide that next. We're just getting started. We're live at Landmark Americana, Glassboro, New Jersey. Tony Bruno, the great Brody, Hunter Brody, not Brody Stevens, not Brody Jenner, not Hunter Biden, Hunter Brody, ladies and gentlemen, in the house tonight with John McMullen, Colin Thompson, and the whole gang.
Not Hunter Pence.
Not Hunter Pence either. No, he's not here either. Live on 97.3 ESPN and on twitch.tv, BrunoNation Live too. Check it out.
Hour number 1 of the Monday Night Football Countdown to Kickoff show is fueled by Dunkin'. After the Eagles win, you win
now
with Dunkin'.
Listen to Sixers basketball tonight with Tom McInnes calling all the action.
This is Tom McInnes of the 76ers, and you can listen all season long for Sixers basketball on South Jersey's sports leader. It's Sixers basketball tonight on 97.3 ESPN.
What's a surprise,
FM.
Joe?
It's Sixers Hawks. Coverage begins at 8 p.m.
You're a little distorted there,
sounds
though,
like
Joe.
crap.
On South
you put that
Jersey's
thing real
home
close to
for
your
the
mouth.
76ers,
She said.
97.3 ESPN.
Get to the Landmark Americana in the heart of Glassboro for what will be a great football experience.
Sounds like that
nightlife
microphone is
experience or
static, like
anything
it's
you
shorted.
want it to be experience. The Landmark Americana. It's the Monday night
talking,
home
he
of
said.
Bruno,
Keep talking.
Eitan, and McMullen. Presented by Corona
I
and
can barely
South
hear him.
Jersey's
I don't
football
hear him
home
at all.
every
Yeah, very
Eagles
low.
game day. Landmark Americana. You'll know it when you get there, and you'll always remember it when you leave. Go to the Landmark Americana
better.
in
Keep
Glassboro
going.
this
There you go.
football
That's better.
season.
Is that
Who
distorted?
knows
A little
who
bit.
you'll
Just
see.
bring
Covering
it down another
Philadelphia and the
RCH.
suburbs with a tremendous history of great success in the real estate market. Meet Kristen Thompson, a
That's
proud
good.
graduate
That's
of
good.
Villanova.
Is that distorted?
Kristen has
No,
been
that's
in the
good
real
right there.
estate
As long as you
business
don't
for
bring it
20
too close.
years
It
and
becomes
specializes
distorted
in
when you get
buyers,
closer.
sellers, and investors. You can
Robin, I
call
don't have
Kristen
the Twitch
directly at
stream,
the
though. Did
Keller
you take
Williams
that
Realty
away?
Group, 215-429-2251, 215-429-2451. Kristen Thompson, your real estate advocate who will work tirelessly on your behalf while ensuring the sale or the purchase is the easiest part of the process.
Reggie White's in the house tonight.
Ross Tucker tweeted the best press box spread of the season.
46 and 17
In
this
Buffalo
season.
yesterday?
No.
33% winners, and I love what I'm releasing.
Dolphins in
Miami,
serious
Pittsburgh,
trouble as the
plus
Steelers
3
truly
NBA
came to
games.
play off
Got
the
huge
field. The best
information
press
against
box
the spread.
spread.
Cheers free via text
Pasta,
message. Text win. WIN to
pre-made
1-800-244-0712.
salad bowls.
She must have not went to
That's
Dallas.
win.
Dallas is always the best.
Of course, Leonard Tosh used to put out like
Pittsburgh,
lobster
absolutely.
Newburgh for the media when
They
he
got
owned the team.
they got steamed veggies. They got they're cutting prime rib, mac and cheese.
You know why? They're thanking ESPN for not finding a way to go Overwatch League instead of that game. They would get better ratings putting the Overwatch League on.
You might be right.
The center for the Seahawks tore his ACL.
He did?
Justin Britt, pretty good player.
See who's shot now, right?
Text win.
J.J. Watt.
J.J. Watt,
Yeah,
done
he gets
for the
hurt
year.
every single year.
He's going to retire.
I was thinking the same thing.
He'll never play. He said he was going to retire this year. If you noticed him one.
This is a pack again. That's
He's had backpack.
Andrew
This is
Grayson
what
here.
this
Your
is what
South
a third of
Jersey
his
gas
last 4
sales
years.
representative
Eagles
for
get
Coles
about
County.
fourth round
Most
pick
folks
for
know
that
that
guy.
safe,
I'm stunned
reliable,
by that.
affordable natural
What?
gas
Yeah,
can
fourth
help save
round in
energy and
2021
money.
for that
But
kid
did
that
you
we got
know
from,
that natural gas doesn't rely
oh,
on
I
tanks
played-
or delivery?
Bernard Avery?
It's
I
always
played
there
against
when
him
you
in-
need
I
it.
played against him
Your
in
Memphis,
friendly
right?
South
I played
Jersey
Memphis.
gas sales.
He's a good player.
Let's get the
He's like a
conversation
little
started.
guy. He's like a
Give us
linebacker.
call.
He's not a defensive end.
Well, that's what they're claiming.
No, he's a
Defensive
tweener.
end.
He's a tweener.
76
But he's
or
only
visit
6 foot.
He's a tweener, exactly. He's a little
Nature Valley
scrappy
brings that
fire
satisfying
hydrant who can
crunch.
run
You know
well.
what? You know who played
That
well
gets your
yesterday
family going
and was the
again.
only
With
linebacker
real
in every play
delicious
was
honey
Nate Garrett.
and whole
Mason
grains.
Garrett. Nate Garrett's playing well. He's
man
playing his
bitches
ass off.
Except for the
Hey,
touchdown
Crunchy
pass, he kind of went
Yeah,
in. It was a
but-
weird situation to be in. You're like stuck in between.
Nah, but he's playing his
Here we
ass
go,
off.
here we go.
I
South
agree.
Jersey. It's
I
Tony
agree.
Bruno and Eitan Shander. Get to the Landmark and you could win a pair of tickets to an Eagles game of your choice.
Where we are as a team right now, the way our guys have kind of hung together and battled through a lot of adversity the first 8 weeks of the season. We've battled injury. We've battled a lot of, talk and things off the field. We've fought through that. So this team is starting to gel and come together. And so if we can add a piece, I think it's great. If we don't add a piece, I think it's great because of the guys in the locker room. And I think that's a credit to those men.
It is a celebration. I don't think there's a parade scheduled in downtown Philadelphia anytime soon. But that's Doug Peterson, obviously upbeat today after a beat down of the Buffalo Bills. People are now checking in. We have our Twitch feed now up on the big screen here at Landmark Americana. so we can follow along. Everybody's logged in. They can watch us. They can see the crowd here. They can see the whole gang.
The pageantry.
The pageantry, the thrill, the electricity that is uniquely. Gennard Avery, a man who once went mano-a-mano with our own Colin Thompson in college football a few short years ago down there at Memphis in the AAF.
No.
He went
in college when I
University.
the American Athletic.
Whatever that league is. Not the American football.
The AAC.
Not the AAC.
That was our conference.
Yeah.
I played against him in college. The AAF was the other league I played
No,
in.
I know. That's the pro league that folded because they only had $20 in the till.
Charlie Ebersol is a con man. Yes. I'll say it.
Exactly. But anyway, no, we're Temple plays against Memphis and SMU. That
Correct.
AAC, whatever the hell they call it. The American, it's where Temple will be playing they're bringing back the Marmot Bowl, I believe, this year for the Temple Owls, unfortunately. They need to bring that back, Colin.
Let's send it over to Joe Kraus. What do we got coming up on Sunday, Joe?
Now, Sunday, I want everybody in here to know, Sunday it's going to be awesome because the Eagles are back for the first time in a month, and we are going to be at Toll Man Joe's in South Philly. The best part is you come on in, and it's free to park. So instead of wasting your time in a parking lot with a bunch of stunads drinking and there's nothing there, you come in, we're going to have breakfast. You're going to park for free. You pay $50 to park anywhere near the Lincoln Financial Field, right? You know that. You pay $50 and you got to walk a mile.
And you got to fight a sixer on the way.
Exactly. So you show up at Toll Man Joe's. We'll start actually at 8 a.m. 8 a.m. Our good friend, your boy, Hunter. You know who your boy is.
Yeah, the Billy Schwein.
From the locker room himself. Billy Schwein will be in the house from 8 to 10. And then we will take at 10 o'clock from 10 to noon. And we're going to have all kinds of food. It's going to be called Kegs and Eggs, right, Joe Krause? Let's take it over to Joe with more of the details.
Tony, there's so much excitement around the event on Sunday morning. I'm looking as we broadcast here tonight on 97.3 ESPN, and we lead our listening audience into the undefeated Philadelphia 76ers tonight. I'm looking at the prize list, Tony, for Sunday. In addition to 5 pairs of tickets for the Eagles-Bears game on Sunday. Listen,
How many pairs of tickets we giving
5 pairs for the Eagles-Bears on Sunday. Now listen to this, Tony.
Will Mitch Trubisky be leaving tickets for the Eagles fans to come out? I think he's going to leave some for Colin.
Colin's in VIP courtesy of Philly's biggest fan if he wants to go to the game.
Okay.
That's for another conversation. But listen to the lineup of prizes, Tony, for Sunday. Eagles Patriots tickets, Eagles Seahawks tickets, Eagles Giants tickets, Eagles Cowboys tickets, plus Bruno's 54-passenger road trip to D.C.
Yes, indeed.
We're going to fill the bus on Sunday, and jerseys, TVs, gift cards, cases, kegs, holiday cash, and Sixers tickets for Christmas Day against the Bucks. All of that and more coming up on Sunday. But, Tony, you must be present to win. Down at Toll Man Joe's on Sunday.
And you also must be present to be there.
Yes.
And that's the most important thing first and foremost. You must be present to be there. And then the presents come after you show up. You following all this, Hunter?
I got it.
You think Josh back in the studio is following all of this?
Oh, yeah.
Is this too complex for him?
He's a jack of all trades, that guy.
Exactly right.
And by the way, Tony, one last thing before I jump off the microphone. You mentioned free parking at Toll Man Joe's. The original plan was to have a luxury shuttle. Mm-hmm. The expectation of the crowd may change that. We may go with an open-seater double-decker bus.
Oh. Is Tony going to be doing the tour guide on the way to South Philly?
Everybody over to the stadium.
Wow.
Luigi will be up on the bus with the wireless. We'll have a lot of fun, but I'm working on those details right now.
Oh, man, how great is that going to be? And then we're going to go out and watch Matt Nagy tell his quarterback, no, don't throw the ball now. Don't throw the ball, Mitch. Not against this Eagle. Even against this Eagle secondary, don't put the ball up in the air.
You might even see a missed field goal.
You're going to see a missed field goal.
What's the over-under on the missed field goals for this
I don't know. I haven't looked at the odds.
It's got to be 3.
The Eagles, by the way, started out as 3-point favorites against the Bears. They're up to 5 now already. So people are watching the Bears and watching them. And, all the TV shows, the Bears have 0 chance of making the playoffs now. Remember at the beginning of the year? Well, the Bears, hey, that division.
It's a tough division.
It is a tough division, but the way the Packers are playing right now, even the Lions are playing better than their record indicates, I think. I think the Lions have played better than the
Lions
Bears.
should have beat the Packers.
Absolutely, and the Lions, you saw at the Eagles game, they beat the Eagles. And they hang in every game, so they're not the pushovers anymore. To me, I think the Bears may be the worst team in that division right now.
And the Bears defense isn't playing like it was last year, probably because they lost a key player in Adrian Amos. They're losing Vic Fangio, and you also have some injuries on that defense too. Not the same Bears team. Kyle Long goes on IR again.
Akeem Hicks is on IR.
Akeem Hicks on IR. He's probably the most underrated player in the entire NFL.
Dominant player.
So they're a wounded team, and obviously Mitch is just not played well there, and it looks like not the answer for Chicago.
But Nagy, the coach, said he's not going to go to Chase Daniel quite yet.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
And you can't. If you sit Mitch Trubisky down now, you pretty much have given up.
Here's what I would do. I would run him just like they do with Josh Allen. Run QB runs. I would change your offense.
I would do that too, because you probably get him hurt, and then you could put Chase down.
No. See, that's what they
Oh, man.
I mean, who wishes that?
No,
I know you don't.
I'm not.
My point is, you probably won't sign Mitch to an extension. Run him. Run him and those linebackers, and those running backs all the way into the playoffs. They can flip the script if they're going to be like a running power football team with Mitch running the football with some play action off it. I like Trey Burton. Adam Sheen's a pretty good tight end. Allen Robinson's had a great year, for what Mitch has done. Allen's had a huge year.
You know what would be great for a power football team, Colin? Jordan Howard.
Yes. And they let him go.
And they traded him. I don't understand.
You don't like Montgomery? Montgomery's a good back.
I do like him.
Yeah.
But my point is, you have a good back. Address something else. You didn't need to. He's still under his rookie deal. You still had him under control for another season at a cost-effective price. And you could have addressed something else on the football team.
There was some off-the-field things there. Not that Jordan's that type of guy. He's not. I get to know him personally. He's a great person.
He just didn't fit in with what Matt wants to do.
There were some things going on off the field there where
same thing happened here, though.
Yeah.
Same thing happened early weeks here. Doug wants the home run hitter. He wants Miles Sanders in. Matt Nagy wanted Tariq Cohen involved. David Montgomery wanted more explosion.
That play they ran with Jordan Howard and Miles Sanders
as the lead block, I wanted
Chicago
to bring that up.
ran it all the time.
Unbelievable.
Honestly, they should just flip that film on, because really Miles Sanders is Tariq Cohen type of player where he's not going to run between the tackles as much, and if he does, he's bouncing it.
By the way, speaking of that, I saw the stat today from Rube over there at NBC Sports Philly. Did you see this number? Miles Sanders has more catches of 25 yards or more than Odell Beckham Jr., Julio Jones, Adam Thielen, Michael Thomas, DeAndre Hopkins, Larry Fitzgerald, and Juju Smith-Schuster. That's how many plays of 25 or more yards Miles Sanders has put. And that's not even counting a run. That's passing plays.
That kind of stuff drives me crazy. I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because then people say, get the football to Miles more. The reason it's working is because you're doing it judiciously.
Oh, I agree, but I'm not saying that he should get the football more in the passing game.
But I'm saying you say Odell and
those
Adam
are facts.
Thielen
Those are
and
people
Michael
love stats.
Yeah, but those are our number one receivers getting double teamed all the time. You saw the Packers and the Chiefs take advantage of running backs on linebackers. That's what you're trying to do.
I think we need to be.
And then I get all these people on Twitter. I'm not blaming you, Tony.
Wait a minute, yell at Ruben. Ruben Frank's the guy who posts this stuff.
I will yell at Ruben.
He's got to put his 10 things that he took away from the game. What else is he going to do?
I yell at Ruben all the time. And I say, put Miles Sanders at the slot. He's better. We just talked about Matt Collins. He's a better receiver than Matt Collins. Actually, he isn't. As crazy as that sounds, he's a great receiver as a running back. Use him judiciously. It's working well. I don't know why everyone wants to.
Sorry, John. I hear you. I don't know why everybody wants to keep feeding and find new ways. Stick to your role. I think they have a ton of the Nelson Aguilar role with these little jet sweeps and these little screens.
That's what he should be doing.
It's perfect. They'll throw a little hitch route to him. That's perfect for Nelson. He needs to touch the ball 8 times a game. Somehow, some way, maybe 6 to 8 in that range. Miles Sanders needs to touch it probably 12, maybe 6 runs, 6 passes. Jordan's going to get him. He's got to touch the ball running-wise at least 15 times a game. Ertz gets his targets. They have a good pattern right now with D-Jack not in. I like what they're doing against a good defense. This is not – now, the offense struggled for the Bills. They don't have the players. They don't have the Jims and Joes, in my opinion. But defensively they do in the front seven. And what's to me is that offensive line and Lane Johnson and Dillard, sure, some pass plays here and there. That's just the NFL. There's some freaks in that defensive end, outside linebacker position. But they move people against their will, and that's a bunch of first-round picks up there.
The lead ISO play that you were talking about, that's all Jordan Howard, Isaac Seumalo. Yep. You could run a truck through that. Now, once he gets through that hole, you saw the burst of Miles Sanders. To me, he ran the football 3 times. The 2 other times were more impressive to me.
Yeah, he actually ran it up the gut.
There were holes there, too, though.
He ran with
I saw your tweet about that.
But he ran with authority.
Mm-hmm. And they had been wearing the one thing for sure, Jordan Howard said it yesterday. It's like, were you tired after? He said, no, but they were. So, in other words, he knew, you can feel it. The offensive linemen feel it when they're blocking and they're run blocking and the other guys are getting tired. And then that's when you put the Miles Sanders in after Howard's pounding it. And then Sanders comes in and breaks off 2 nice runs. Not the one outside for the touchdown, but up the gut runs. And that really was the dagger for the Buffalo Bills. And no question about that.
Well, that's his biggest knock for Miles Sanders. He would always try to bounce things to the outside.
Yeah.
We finally saw him hit the gap on the first read, and it was impressive.
It really was. I mean, that was the kind of Eagles game, not because they won, but because they played like a team, despite some really dumb penalties on defense, which really hurt them, stupid penalties in the early going there. That's the kind of stuff that sets them behind, but the ability for them to adjust and the fact that they got the ball first in the second half and they actually came out and immediately put together a beautiful drive. That's the kind of stuff that we haven't been seeing from the Eagles when they defer or when they don't get the ball, even if they don't have a choice to. Did they win the toss and defer, or did Buffalo take the ball?
Buffalo won.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the Eagles got the ball. They wanted the ball first, Buffalo. And then the Eagles took advantage of it, and they got it at the second half and came down. And that was, to me, that was the key drive.
And honestly, Tony, I can't even complain about flags anymore. Watch every game in the NFL. Part of doing business. You're going to get 10 flags a game. If you're under that, you're really clean.
There's something wrong.
Yeah. It's just part of doing business.
Ask your doppelganger down there in Tampa. About the officials yesterday in that Tennessee-Tampa Bay game. Ask the gambling public about that call on the fumble of the fake punt, which was obviously not dead, and they pick up the ball and go in for the touchdown, and they said, oh, he blew the whistle. That's the kind of stuff that's inexcusable in the National Football League. Lots more still ahead. Is the Philly Godfather going to check in tonight? I believe he is. Philly Godfather? Oh, he's in the house? Oh, ladies and gentlemen, are you serious right now?
Play the song.
The Philly Godfather is in the house. The whole crew is here, man. This is like the Pope coming in and giving a blessing to the congregation. You know what I'm saying? This is like being in the Vatican tonight. And the Pope will come in later on and give the benediction and the blessing. He'll throw some beer on people, instead of holy water, he'll throw some Corona Premier.
You get the marijuana smoke going. If Eitan was here, maybe.
Stick around. We got a lot more to go. By the way, we will not be throwing it to the football game tonight after the show. We're throwing it to the Sixers-Atlanta Hawks game tonight. ESPN, I understand.
Undefeated Sixers.
ESPN, as I understand,
and the great Tom McGinnis.
They're contemplating switching from the Monday night game to the Overwatch League instead of the game tonight because they know more people will watch Overwatch.
I got some analytics for you. Sixers on pace to go 82-0.
Oh, you don't get that anymore. I think Rube had that in his breakdown stats. 10 things that he noticed over the weekend. In the meantime, we're coming right back. We're taking a break. See, I knew Josh was going to yell at me right there. We're coming right back.
That's my fault.
John set you up.
We are live here at Landmark Americana in Jersey. I'm feeling good tonight. I'm sitting. Other than that, everything's great. Live on 97.3 ESPN and on twitch.tv, BrunoNation Live.
You're listening to the Monday Night Football Countdown to Kickoff show with Tony Bruno and Eitan Shander. Presented by Corona, powered by Davio's Steakhouse, and fueled by IBEW Local 98. John Doherty, Business Manager.
Covering Philadelphia and the suburbs with a tremendous history of great success in the real estate market, meet Kristen Thompson. A proud graduate of Villanova, Kristen has been in the real estate business for 20 years and specializes in buyers, sellers, and investors. You can call Kristen directly at the Keller Williams Realty Group, 215-429-2451. 215-429-2451. Kristen Thompson, your real estate advocate, who will work tirelessly on your behalf while ensuring the sale or the purchase is the easiest part of the process.
Hi, Alexis Cassidy here, your South Jersey Gas sales representative for Atlantic County. Most folks know that reliable, affordable, safe natural gas can help save energy and money. But did you know that natural gas doesn't rely on tanks or deliveries? It's always there when you need it, like your friendly South Jersey Gas sales team. Let's get the conversation started and give us a call at 1-800-757-9276 or visit southjerseygas.com now.
A home is more than just four walls and a roof. It's a lifetime of memories and a stable future. Vince Mazzio and John Armato understand that. They know how much seniors depend on staying in their homes. And they know that for too many seniors, rising property taxes put that at risk. Which is why Vince Mazzio and John Armato work together in the state assembly to freeze property taxes for seniors, making it easier for Atlantic County seniors to stay in their homes. And Mazzio and Armato work to lower the cost of prescription drugs. Vince Mazzio and John Armato are making it easier for families in Atlantic County to meet their monthly budgets. And Mazzio and Armato are making it possible to retire in Atlantic County with dignity and respect.
Hey, everybody. It's Miss Robin. Tony's taking pictures with fans, but in the meantime, I thought I would let everybody know I'm actually feeling better. Woohoo! And hopefully everybody can hear this. And I'm glad Don Collins, he is on evacuation notice. His bags are packed and ready to go, except he's not going on a jet plane, unfortunately. If he has to go, it's because of the fires, and we're thinking of everybody in California that are on evacuation notice. So many people. Tony's brother from another mother, Giulio Tempesta, which you've heard, many of you have heard the name. He no longer lives in Sonoma, but he's hearing about his old property that he loved and loved and loved.
Because remember on the 29th, guys, you remember on that Sunday the 29th when the Eagles were off because they played that Thursday night game against the Packers. Remember that? The Eagles played the Packers?
Say that again,
they were
Tony?
off that Sunday. I'm saying the Eagles were off on the 29th because they played the Thursday night game coming off the Detroit game, remember? So we were off that day, remember, the 29th, and then we did the Monday night Cincinnati-Pittsburgh game here.
Yes.
And now this time on the bye, which is November 3rd, right? No,
the week after, yeah.
Yeah, it's in here. Here it is. Eagles bye is the 10th. So it's Seattle and San Francisco the Monday night after
Good
that.
game.
Tony, you are getting quite a few questions on the Twitch feed.
Thank you.
Yes, I saw that.
Thank you.
Oh, yes. I'm not one for hyperbole, ladies and gentlemen. As we are live here at Landmark Americana. You can bring the house down a little bit now. Beautiful, man. I got to say right now, Miles Sanders may be a better all-around NFL player than Saquon Barkley. I mean, what is Saquon doing for the Giants? They're losing every week. Their quarterback, everybody was going crazy. Miles Sanders was really the star at Penn State that nobody really recognized.
He was a
Are you being serious?
Did you see his face? Couldn't believe it.
I just want to get all the Giants fans all fired up now.
You know, people are going to believe you. Too.
Oh, Lord. Folks, do not believe him. Tony is, we don't know what's in that. That's not water, folks.
That's it. No, I'm obviously kidding. But Miles Sanders, is he not better than you thought he would be? overall. I mean, the way
better
because
as a receiver,
well,
yes.
yeah, but we're talking about
he hasn't been as good as a running back.
No, but the point is they don't need him to be that guy right now. Everybody's talking about Arcega-Whiteside, who was a second-round pick. Miles Sanders was a second-round pick. Are they going to sit back and say, we really shouldn't play him this year. Let's ease him in. No, they found a role for him. They realized he can't run between the tackles. So, and give Doug credit for this. He said, let's get this guy out in the flat and let's get him in space, as we like to say.
I do give him credit for that, but I also have to mark them down for it taking them so long to realize Jordan Howard was a better option as a runner.
I totally agree with you on that. I don't know why they didn't do it, but I'm saying the fact that they've been able to find a position for this guy, unlike Arcega-Whiteside and your boy Mac Hollins, they can't find those guys. Those guys are just taking up space out there.
As a receiver, he has been great.
Yep.
I think as a pass protector, he's been better than expected. As a runner, that's the first time we saw a lot of positivity, and that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. You see players undrafted, 6th-rounders, 7th-rounders at that position that can come in and just be studs right away. So I was concerned through 7 weeks that we haven't seen anything. We finally saw something last game.
For an offense, what are you laughing at, Tony?
No, AJ in San Antonio says, Tony is not one for hyperbole, question mark, 4 times. Liar, bless me, Godfather, for I have sinned. Of course it was joking. But I'm glad AJ, at least listening in San Antonio tonight, one of our great followers, got it.
If you had to, thank you, AJ. If you're looking at an offense, right, O-line check, quarterback check, big body wide receiver check, slot player that's going to get intermediate plays, run the screen game with, instead of an Edelman type or a Wes Welker type, you have 2 tight ends that do that stuff. You have a running back that can catch out of the backfield. That's something that's huge in the NFL today. And you have a power back. So they have everything other than a deep threat right now, and it seems like, what do you think, John, coming back sooner than later?
I like the term. Now, let me ask you, because I saw you tweeted it, incorporated. He's going to be incorporated. What's it, a chef?
Which is great.
Is he going to sprinkle in some pumpkin spice?
He'll get 2 reps.
He's back at practice. He'll probably be limited.
I'll explain it, too, when John's done. But
the problem is, behind the scenes, people have said, Deshaun's going to struggle with this injury for the whole season. So to me, when he does come back, what Deshaun Jackson are we going to get? Is he going to still be struggling with the injury, or are we going to get week 1 Deshaun Jackson who can truly pop the top on the defense? Obviously, if you get week 1 Deshaun Jackson, that transforms the offense.
The entire team.
The
really,
issue is
the drop of a hat, you can score.
The issue is, are you going to get that Deshaun Jackson? Nobody knows.
And is 50% of that good enough?
Probably not.
Yeah,
well, see, I'm disappointed that it takes one guy like this to ruin the entire offense. Like, should it be to that extent that this one guy's going to come in here and it will change everything?
No, I don't think so. Look at it. And I heard Gil. I'll give Gil credit for this. He was talking. Imagine you put Steph Curry on this Sixers team. They have no shooting whatsoever. They would go from 55 wins to 70 wins just with one player like that. Deshaun Jackson, in my opinion, other than Randy Moss, arguably is the greatest deep threat in the history of football.
No, you're probably right. But here's the thing. Last year they were 4-4. Remember, they were 3-4, then they went 6-3, right? The Eagles are in the same situation this year. But remember, last year when they finished 6-3, they didn't have Deshaun Jackson. Remember, look at their offense, look at their wide receivers last year.
I'm not saying they can't win. You have to go about it a different way.
Right, and they brought him in to be that extra element.
Yeah. It's just easier when you have that element.
Absolutely.
It's a lot easier. And by the way, if you bring in Robbie Anderson, it's not the same.
He can groove, though. Really groove. I play with Robbie.
A lot of guys in that league, could run like crazy.
I would say this.
They're not Deshaun Jackson.
It's Deshaun Jackson, then it's probably Robbie Anderson, Taylor Gabriel. I would say 2 or 3 more guys in that. There's a couple that I can name, and then it's everyone else. So they're up there, and that Robbie would be the next closest thing to him.
I mean, that to me is like
I'm not saying he's a Pro Bowl. I'm not saying Robbie Anderson is Deshaun Jackson. I'm saying if you're talking about a pure burner that is better than Mike Wiles at this point of his career, better than Torrey Smith or whomever you're going to add in, a role player. Robbie's a really good player.
You can take guys from the combine. You remember Terrell Sinkfield ran a 4.24.
But Robbie's proven it on the field, though.
No, he's
with some up and down quarterback play.
I understand he's a good player, but that's it.
They would be asking a king's ransom too.
He's not a transformative player. Deshaun's a transformative player when he's healthy, when he's clicking on all cylinders. I'm sorry, I think it's silly to compare Robbie Anderson to Deshaun Jackson.
Well, you're a little. I think it's Colin's fault. I think you turned John McMullen a little grumpy, and you started.
I'm always grumpy.
And you started it on Sunday morning by saying that the city
had no heart.
Had no heart.
What are you talking?
All of a sudden.
So to explain to the fans, the Eagles fans that are listening today, I stayed in Philly because I had a Temple game 7 o'clock at night the night before, so I didn't get done doing the radio till about 11 p.m. midnight. So I stayed overnight and then came to Tollman Joe's in the morning. When I was driving, it was pouring rain. I didn't see anybody on the street. They said, "You see anybody Eagles fans?" I said, "No." I said, "The heartbeat of the city is just it's not."
Well, I know what you were saying, and everybody else does, but we have to bust your chops. And if you can't take chop busting.
Oh, I can take it, and I can give it.
All right, as long as you know. This is not just about kissing each other's butts here. And believe me, you don't want to kiss my butt right now. Nobody does. Not even my doctor, and I'm paying him a lot of money. Meanwhile, we got a lot of people are asking questions because tomorrow, John McMullen, you're the Eagles insider here. You got your finger on the pulse. So the Eagles make a move. They give up a 4th-round pick. They cut.
That's steep, by the way.
What's that?
That's steep.
What is steep?
4th-round pick.
4th-round pick for Jannard Avery. As you mentioned, he played in Memphis a couple years ago. 6 feet, 250. So not your prototypical defensive end.
He's built like a fire hydrant.
And so he is a situational pass rush. Can I put that in air quotes?
Great
situational pass rusher.
That's what they view him as. And they liked him coming out of Memphis. They were interested in drafting him.
Didn't he go in the 4th round or 5th round?
5th round.
And so they gave up a 4th round for this guy?
Yeah.
Who's not even playing, right?
When I heard the deal, and it's, by the way, it's a 2021 pick, so it's not next year. It's 2 years out. But still, I thought it would, that's a conditional late-round pick. Honestly, I thought 7th, if he plays, maybe it bumps up to a 6th. So the fact that they gave away a 4 tells you they think a lot of him. And to be honest, I'm a little bit surprised because he is a tweener, as Colin pointed out. He's more of a 3-4 guy.
He's built like a James Harrison type, aggressive and physical, but not as.
And this is a 4-3, and you think rangy guy. You think Josh Sweat. You think Deshaun Hall. Brandon Graham is undersized for this defense. Strange fit to me, to be honest.
It's a good depth move, I think. Right? Maybe he can go back and play a little bit of linebacker.
That's what I was going to say. Do you think you will see him at linebacker?
He's not playing linebacker.
I don't know. He's listed. He was listed out of college coming out as a linebacker.
Yeah, but a pass rusher though.
Cleveland listed him as a linebacker. The Eagles announced him as a defensive end. They didn't do that by mistake. That's where they view him.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Nathan Gary right now is their only linebacker who's doing something. I mean, because Kamer Grugier-Hill, is he doing anything out there that I'm missing? Am I missing something?
Now, Nate's played better than Camus. That's fair.
Absolutely. That's what you want to see. They still need better play from their linebacking position. There's no doubt about that.
They didn't address the situation in the offseason, I thought. Same with corner. Just not enough.
Well, Nigel coming back will help, but they don't value that position in the modern NFL. And
it's an outrage.
You are where you are.
We'll look at what the trade possibilities are. There's all kinds of rumors flying around, all names flying around. Luckily, we have NFL insider John McMullen. His phone is burning up tonight, and we will give you the latest stuff from the high-speed trade wire. Is there a trade machine? We'll find out next. Live here at Landmark Americana, Glassboro, New Jersey, Monday night live countdown to kickoff on 97.3 ESPN and on twitch.tv, BrunoNation Live.
Hour number 1 of the Monday Night Football Countdown to Kickoff show is fueled by Dunkin'. After the Eagles win, you win with Dunkin'.
This is the radio home for Philadelphia Eagles football. This Sunday, the Eagles are back at the Link hosting the Chicago Bears.
Cool.
He's got his man.
Countdown to kickoff coverage begins.
How about the Joe Flacco thing?
I loved it.
Yeah, what was that all about?
He's like, why are we here?
Yeah. But he had the herniated disc before that, though. But now it looks like that he's being
makes it
punished
seem
by
like he's
Vic
so
Fangio.
pissed off, right?
Right? He's being pissed off. Yeah, he basically threw Fangio under the bus.
I didn't catch the game, but would they run the ball way too much? Yeah, wasn't throwing it off.
I didn't watch it either.
They were afraid to go for it
There
on
was a
third down. They were like,
they handed it on like 3rd and 4. They handed the ball off or something.
third and 5. That's what it was. 3rd and 5, and you could see how pissed off Flacco was when he had to hand it off on 3rd and 5.
Hey, Carson had to hand it off a couple of times. That little shuttle pass over there, shovel pass to Aguilar.
I love it. It's
Yeah, but you're done. Your season's over in Denver. What are you playing for?
It's basically we're terrible, so let's go try to win the game.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
The Chris Mortensen tweet that you retweeted is good, John.
What did he say now?
About Jannard Avery.
Did he like him?
Chris Morton said John retweeted it. The
What
Eagles
about
love
the Slay pick?
Avery and
The Slay trade that's being rumored. Eagles for
How many
Slay?
years do you have left on his contract?
The end of this year and then next year.
They need to be
At $10
smart.
million next year, I believe.
Because Jannard doesn't have anything left on his contract, right? This kid they picked up.
He
This,
definitely does.
Avery.
He definitely does.
Jannard Avery.
They wouldn't give him a 4th-round pick for him.
But they're not paying. He's not making a lot of money.
He's
is
making
what I'm saying.
minimum 6, whatever. He probably makes 7 now.
Second year of his rookie deal.
Okay.
So he's got 2 more years.
I feel like Howie's going to go with the method of just waiting for guys to get healthier, like Avonte Maddox and LeBlanc, over going out and grabbing someone.
Yeah, in the
I
back
could be
end
wrong,
you have
though.
to. They're going to come in fresh legs. You know, that will have a lot to do with it. It's
You should.
How about the Rams who've given up now on 2 guys that they got a couple years ago? Right? Marcus Peters gone, and now they're getting rid of Aqib Talib. You saw that, right?
Really?
Yeah, he's on the block.
Yeah. Well, they got to pay Jalen Ramsey.
Is the block hot, or is he on the block?
I don't like the way they tried building this thing. It's like they have no future.
Who, the Rams?
Yeah, they got no picks, and you got to have a good mix, I think.
Should be interesting to see what they do.
Well, Cooper Kupp made up for all that shit yesterday, man.
Yeah.
He was my one person that I feel proud. Like, everyone's got their guy. I told you. He was the one.
220 receiving yards yesterday.
I watched him at the Senior Bowl. I was like, he's going to light this league up. And he could play the X, too. He's not just a slot guy. He can do a little bit of everything. He's big enough. He's not Edelman. Edelman's smaller.
By the way, you want to talk about a team that's that has no shot at winning the Super Bowl other than the Bears? Your Kansas City Chiefs. Their defense is just horrific, man.
They're all hurt, too.
I know, but they're bad.
That was a lock of the day yesterday.
Yeah. Although,
it was scary.
Give Matt Moore credit, man. He played his ass off.
They did.
Did you think Matt Moore would be able to go toe-to-toe with
He looked good.
Yeah.
Matt Moore.
And he's unbelievable. Andy Reid is schemes up every backup quarterback he's ever had.
Same with Doug.
Right? Well,
he just doesn't have
not
any,
Andy.
He doesn't have any defense, though, man. We got a Doug Peterson cut?
Thanks, Josh. Do we have, and I repeat, for the 12th week in a row, must be present to win drop.
It's Tony Bruno and Eitan Shander. Get to the landmark and you could win a pair of tickets to an Eagles game of your choice.
The Eagles get Chris Harris.
We definitely learn from our past mistakes and failures, and
it's Mayfair Murph.
Take the same approach with the successes we have, and how we ran the ball yesterday, and how the defense stepped up and played. I thought our secondary played well. I think you take all of that into a positive, and we use that moving forward. I look at the way we practiced last week and the intensity that we had, and how our leaders really stepped up and handled the team. And, those are all positive that we can take forward into this week.
Yeah. Live here at Landmark Americana, Monday night. Not what you would call a scintillating Monday night game on, but it could be a good game, because you got the Fitzmagic in there. He doesn't, he's not going to win the game for you. He may cover the point spread, and that's all you really want to know when you're laying 14 points on a Monday night football game.
It's a lot of points.
It really is. And Colin Thompson has been really anti-Tony Bruno on Monday night. He's really killed Mr. Monday Night because he's been going with the chalk every week.
We'll find out tonight.
And let's be honest, the chalk has been winning on Monday night. All these big favorites on Monday night.
It's not chalk if it's right.
No, it's chalk. When a team is a big favorite, and you just pick this team that's a big favorite every week, that's called chalk.
It just so happens that they're actually do it.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
the difference.
That's my point, that normally on Monday nights, you get the hot underdog. You know, a team goes on the road or a team's at home and they're a 2-touchdown underdog. They always win that game outright. And that's the way it used to be. And you're seeing it a lot. The games have been bad. And I give you credit for making the right pick, but I've been trying to go away from the trend of every single Monday night, the better team's going to win, because that's not how Mr. Monday Night made his name.
I think it's
that's not how he earned his kudos and his accolades.
I think it's safe to say, I think it's safe to say tonight that actually the chalk is the Dolphins.
No, they're not. The chalk means the favorite.
No, I know. I hear you, but the obvious pick.
Wait a minute. I got to give you one of these. We haven't done one yet on the show tonight to anybody, and it's almost an hour in.
The chalk is the obvious pick.
The chalk is the favorite.
Well, the obvious.
I'm going to have the Philly Godfather come up here.
Yeah. Now
and explain
it is the favorite.
I hear you, but you get what I'm saying. That the chalk pick, in the gambling sense, I guess, is
the Dolphins. What are the sharps? You know the sharps and the squares and the sharps and the rounds.
I'm just saying that the hot pick is the Dolphins getting all those points.
Yes, getting the points. But the question is, most people on TV now, some people are using point spread picks on TV. ESPN, you were forbidden from actually mentioning point spreads.
Now they do it now.
Now they do it. Now they have their own shows every day where they're giving out picks. And that's the way it should be, because a lot of people, let's be honest, people who will be watching this game tonight, if they're not a Pittsburgh fan and they're no Miami fans, they're watching it because they're gambling on it.
And people are trying to make up for the weekend.
It's not for entertainment purposes.
This is not for entertainment purposes at all.
The football game. There's no way that's possible.
Honestly, and again, I'm not involved in it because I'm still playing, but that's what the XFL is got to be ecstatic about, I would assume.
Yes.
Is, hey, now the AAF was all about it, and that's what they sold when it came to
gambling.
We have this chip and this gambling, and there's an app, and you can bet right through the
it
AAF.
Wasn't real.
And then it wasn't. Well, the gambling wasn't legal. It wasn't legal then. Now it's legal in multiple states.
Pretty much everywhere now.
The XFL.
I'm going to do some prop bets on Colin Thompson scoring a touchdown.
Absolutely, man. By the way, people have been asking on the Twitch stream, where is the Viper merchandise? Is it available yet? Is the Viper gear from Tampa Bay Viper?
Did you get it?
XFL.com/gear.
Did you get yours, though?
No, I haven't even signed my contract.
All right.
I signed my contract
Some guys aren't signing their contract.
What's signing day? I want to know.
December 3rd.
You know, signing day is a big deal in college football. Now it's a big deal around here. We want to know when the signing day is.
So it came out, and John mentioned that some guys aren't signing their contract now because of.
Is this breaking news? Wait a minute.
Some guys, like now everyone looks up here.
Yeah, people want breaking news on this show.
Some guys in the XFL aren't going to sign their contract because
Vince is lowball.
The money they showed, which the lowest income, I guess, for those months would be $55,000. Well, it's $55,000 if you're active for the games and you win the games. So what happened last year in Birmingham when I was in the AAF, we had a bunch of players on IR and injured reserve that were just hanging in the hotel making exactly what you would make if you played on Sunday.
Right.
The NFL, if you get hurt, and unless you have a lot of leverage, if you're a first-round pick or you're Fletcher Cox or Carson Wentz, there's a split in the contract. So you get hurt, so you're undrafted guy like me, a fifth-round pick guy like someone else. You get hurt, say you make $500,000 a year. You may make $250,000 the rest of the year. So that's what happened in the XFL. They showed the minimum actually is $27,000 for the season. And some guys are saying,
is this going to be a revolt now? We may not have a season. Will we have to get scrubs? Will we have to get practice squad? Will we have to get replacement players?
If it was about money, then none of us would be playing in the league. We would be working.
Except the quarterbacks.
Except the quarterbacks who are making, some are making up to $500,000.
Yeah.
So there's a big jump.
Inside the XFL, ladies and gentlemen. Coming up, Philly Godfather's in the house. He will tell you about the sharps and the squares and the chalk.
Chalk.
Not rock, chalk, J. Hawk, chalk. No. We're talking about hour number 2 is on our countdown to kickoff. By the way, AJ in San Antonio, rumors XFL signing bonus is a $50 gift card to the Waffle House. Is that true? No, that's not true. Come on, man.
That'd be good. It's better than nothing.
Exactly. Coming right back. Another hour live on 97.3 ESPN.
The Monday Night Football Countdown to Kickoff Show with Tony Bruno, Eitan Shander, John McMullen, Colin Thompson, and Joe Kraus.
Oh, I got added.
Media Sports Presentation.
You know what?
I got added. I wasn't in that before.
Really?
Listen, we need matching freaking Kangol hats.
I agree.
For Dude, you have one? We need them. We need them. Listen, we're pouring our heart and souls into this. We need to look like Joe Kraus. We need a match. We need a match.
He's a goof.
And we should change we'll change our hats halfway through the show, just like Joe. Listen, I'm going on Kangol.
I have one at home somewhere.
My dad
It's a
has
brown
one,
one,
too.
though. It's not a Kangol. It's not the one where you turn it backwards. It's the one that comes in the front.
Let me see what's up with Kangol.
It's a good idea to get one.
What do these puppies cost?
Small problem from turning into a big one.
Now remember, everybody's hearing what you're saying, Colin, and they're going to say you're a foul-mouthed individual. Did you just drop the F-bomb there?
No, I said, what do these puppies cost?
Oh, I thought you said, what is this F-ing something?
No, never.
I didn't think so.
Never.
Joining us live
I'm in character.
Live from Heinz Field.
Oh, Josh, another great week.
From the Sports Plus
We're live.
Network. Larry, how you doing today?
Is he in Pittsburgh? Is he in a sinkhole?
Free winner.
The chalk and the under.
It's a shop. It's a shop, Tony.
Play Action Reel says LL Cool J will send you his Kangols maybe, but I bet you he doesn't have as many as Joe Kraus.
Oh,
no,
no
nobody
shot.
does. The company doesn't have as many as Joe.
Joe actually,
Unbelievable.
supposedly he's got boxes of them every 3 months. He puts like a bunch.
He has over 2,000, he says.
What?
Yes.
2,000?
Honestly, like Joe, just
That's like a hoarder problem at that point, no?
No, I mean, well, yes, but that's beside the point.
He started collecting them, I don't know how many years ago, but he says he's been wearing them ever since he was like in college or something.
That's a stick.
Yeah. He's naked without one.
That's unbelievable.
And I come to think of it, I don't think I've ever seen him without
No,
one.
I definitely haven't.
What is
ever.
Big Sexy telling me to clean my damn ears out? What did I miss? I don't miss anything on this show. What's he talking about?
I don't know. Look back on the chat.
Oh, probably because I thought that Colin used a bad word.
Oh.
I was just busting his chops. I know he doesn't curse.
He's a good boy.
Viper barely even knew her.
Ho. Ho.
Oh.
Ho.
Oh.
There we go. I wish I had it. If I ever become a radio host, I would have a million drops. I love it.
You know, I've been using drops for like 40 years on radio.
Dude, I grew up listening to you. I used to drive it. Big Dave's like.
That's Nick's favorite drop right there.
Yeah. You need to turn it up a little bit, though.
Kangol hats. Here we go. I may buy one. Is this a write-off to the show if I buy one?
You know what? It would be funny if we all came in one day wearing Kangol hats.
That's what I'm saying. We should wear them every week for his show.
Shame. That would be funny.
Shame.
Shop my collection. Heritage Street. What is that, a Heritage? Here you go, Josh. Schleimer.
It's the Monday Night Football Countdown to Kickoff Show with Tony Bruno.
I'm excited for it. I'm ready for it.
On 97.3 ESPN and the mobile app.
And Mr. Monday Night is here.
Live from the landmark Americana in Glassboro.
And that's an outrage.
Featuring Eagles and NFL insider John McMullen and Colin Thompson. Presented by Corona. Powered by Davios. And fueled by the IBEW Local 98. Now, it's the Monday Night Countdown to Kickoff.
Let's play some damn football.
With Mr. Monday Night, Tony Bruno, and Eitan Shander.
There ain't a lot that needs to be said, but this feels good. Yes, sir. It's the way to go to work, disregard everything everyone wanted to say, all the negativity everyone wanted to feel. We put that behind us. And now we're just rolling. Remember how this feels, and let's go back to work and go do it again at home next week. Stay together. Family on three. 1, 2, 3. Family.
Family? Talking about family? Not a game. Not a game. We're talking about family, man. Philadelphia Eagles, yes. Did I mention Caitlin was our server tonight? Doing a great job. All the servers here at Landmark Americana. Girls behind the bar, everybody in here. What color lipstick is that now? Blue lipstick. Is that to celebrate the Michigan victory over Notre Dame on Saturday night? Absolutely not, she said. But a good crowd here tonight. We got prizes to give away. We're going to get people registered for a chance to go to the Eagles game on Sunday to see the Chicagoland area Bears. But look at the crowd here we got here tonight.
Crowd's gathering.
Michaela's right there. She's wearing the blue lips. Francesca's there. Anna's here. Billy's the bar back.
All right, Billy.
And Jay and Sean taking care of business, and Caitlin, who's been serving me food for the last 2 hours. Awesome stuff. All right, now the trade deadline's coming up, and I keep asking John McMullen, and we will have the Monday night pick, and of course the Philly Godfathers here in the flesh. So we will flesh out this game for you before it's over because it's on the schedule. They have to play it. Therefore, I have to make a pick. I can't take a bye week like the Cowboys and these other teams did over the weekend. There are no bye weeks from Mr. Monday Night. You got to make a pick every week whether you want to or not. And trust me, I don't want to make a pick on this game, but I did already and it's posted. But let's talk about the trade deadline. John, you see any move? Now, because everybody's throwing rumors out there. Does it appear to you, would it be fair to say that the Eagles are not going to make a substantial, because they made a move. I don't know how this guy may turn out to be a hell of a player. This guy may go in there and start getting sacks, out the yin-yang starting Sunday.
It's Howie's history that he's going to make a move. Ultimately, I think he's going to make a bigger move. If you go back to last year, they were 4-4 when they tried to get Robbie Anderson, couldn't get him. They turned to Golden Tate. They gave up a third-round pick. Just the nature of this roster and how it was built, they considered themselves, as most people did, a legitimate Super Bowl contender. They're built to make a run. They're not going to be sellers. So it's either to me buyers or stand pat.
Could you
sell?
I
think they're going to buy something.
Could you think they sell?
They could, but I mean the fact that they just picked up a player from Cleveland, that would have been a logical landing spot for Halapuli Vaitai because he can play left tackle. The Browns are looking for a left tackle. So that kind of tells me they want to keep him, and that's one of the reasons why. He's a valuable player.
But didn't they pick up this guy who's another blocking tight end who supposedly will replace Vaitai now because Vaitai...
No,
Scott Orndorff is
not Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff. No relation to him, right?
Yeah.
No, I know Scott. He's a good player, but no, not to block on the edge like...
Undersized guy.
You can do a little bit of everything, but again, to be able to block like an offensive lineman in the tight end position,
and really, by the way,
there's no secrets anymore in that. It's just straight up, we're going to put him in, we're going to move you on the edge, and they know we're running the ball or it's going to be play action pass.
That's been Vaitai's role.
Yep.
When they go to 13 personnel, he's the third tight end.
I love that package because you don't need secrets anymore. Like, ooh, maybe the tight end's releasing down the field. If you stay in the pass protection, great. You have another tackle who's played a lot of football. This isn't Cam Dillard now checking into the game as a tight end. This is Vaitai, who I have confidence in to go in. He's played a lot of games. He's made big plays in big moments for a long time for this Eagles team now. It feels like multiple years. So
won a Super Bowl with him playing left tackle.
Yeah, so, no, I mean, he's a valuable veteran to have on your team.
No question, and he's got position, mobility in the offensive line. It's the strength of the team. Again, I always talk about investment, strength of the team, offensive line, feature them often. It's good they get more of them on the field, the better. If you can have another one play tight end in the running game, why not? And then if you're going to pass the ball and he's in playing tight end, that's 6 really good blockers, maybe with the help of the running back, another tight end, max protection. When you get Deshaun Jackson back, it's hard to guard him one-on-one, look for a lot of max protection and just sending him down the field.
All right, now you've got a situation where Boston Scott yesterday shows you, other than the fumble on the punt return, the guy, have we seen the end of Darren Sproles, do you believe now?
Well, to be honest, I think the Eagles should have moved on from Darren Sproles in the offseason. I thought there was too much sentimentality there.
I think because of the way it ended last year, that's what they did. And obviously,
you got to make difficult decisions, and you have to understand you have to serve two masters. Yes, you're a veteran team. You think the championship window is open. That's when you actually use older players and try to get you over the hump. So I understand that part of it. But Darren has been too injury prone. You brought in Miles Sanders to be that receiving back out of the backfield. Did make a lot of sense to me. Now he can help in the return game, but he's injured again. So I do think this is the last year for Darren Sproles, but he'll be back at practice this week, at least in a limited fashion. The Eagles do want him back for the late stretch run rather than Boston Scott. There's no question about
What about
that.
the other Glassboro native Corey Clement, who's now hurt?
Yeah,
What is
he's
his
done for
future
the
on
year.
this team?
He's done for the year, unfortunately. And you do have to start talking about, will he be back with the team next year? I mean, Corey he'll always have that Super Bowl.
Yep.
But he's a limited player. He's really a third or fourth back on a team. And the Eagles are always trying to get better. So they have, Jordan Howard's going to be a free agent. So there's a possibility that
There's
he
only one
moves
running
on.
back coming back.
Miles Sanders is the only one. So he might be back and he might have an opportunity to make this team. But if they're able to get other bodies in here, they think they're better, they might move on.
I wouldn't waive the possibility of actually signing Jordan Howard
I was going to ask that question.
to a 2-year deal.
Problem is the money.
I don't think the market will dictate. I think the market won't be that strong for him
Well,
because of the fact
and then
that
they'll visit it. But they're not going to outlay significant assets at that position.
No one's going to pay him, and it's not a shot at him. It's just the position.
Yeah.
No one's going to pay
Yeah.
Hunter like you were going to ask premium dollar for that position unless you're one piece away per se, and usually you're not. The one piece you're away is not the running back.
The only type of back the Eagles would lay out significant assets for are Christian McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook.
And they're not going to be available.
That type of back, they're not available. The Eagles wanted them.
Saquon Barkley.
Both in the 27th. Saquon Barkley's another one like that.
Really, any of the top 5 backs, right? I mean,
I don't know. Even Zeke Elliott, I don't know if that's the type of back they want. It's dumb. I'm not going to say it's not dumb, but they want a certain type of back, and Jordan Howard isn't that type of back. Miles Sanders might be at some point. He's not now, but he might be.
Of course, the Jets today made a trade. They shipped Leonard Williams to the Giants. Somebody posted a list of all the Jets draft picks over the last 10 years, and there's been a lot of big failures.
It's a bad organization.
Everybody talks about Howard. You look at the Jets drafting over the last few years.
Hopefully Joe Douglas changes that, but he just got there. This will be his first draft.
oh, I'm sure he's going to be flipping coins and flipping people, and this whole year, the end of the year, they're going to be the whole front office will be flipped over, the players will be flipped over, and the head coach could be flipped over.
It's got to be one and done. Got to be. I'm saying it right. He's got to be one and done. Players don't like him. People in the building don't like him. Nobody likes Adam Gase. The job is too big for him. It just is. And the Jets made a bad hire, and they got to move on. It's got to be one and done.
And we're seeing a lot of that now. We saw it in Denver. We're seeing teams, make a decision, and then 1 year later, that's it. This is not the guy. There's no more give a guy 4 years, even if he stinks it up the first couple of years.
So who do we have? Jets will be an opening. Redskins, Atlanta.
Yeah, definitely Atlanta. That's a no-brainer.
No-brainer.
Anybody else?
They're going to wait till the end of the year, and they're not going to fire.
Well, they
Quinn
just
now.
had it on the headline there that at the bye week they're going to have a discussion internally about him. So at the bye, they said.
They're off the rails in Atlanta. So
Who are the
I
other
can
teams?
see it.
San Diego?
Jacksonville?
I don't know. I mean,
I
how do you
feel like
fire?
Jacksonville's doing fine.
How do you fire Doug Marrone? I mean, luckily they got Gardner Minshew in there, and they lose Foles, and he's been able to do a decent job. So they're not horrific.
No, I think Josh is right because what happened with Jalen Ramsey, people just look on the field. A lot of it's off the field.
Right.
How do you handle your business?
Majority of it is.
Yeah. How do you handle the organization? There's a lot of questions about Doug Marrone. I'm not talking about Adam Gase on the field. Hadn't been good, but they have a lot of issues. The reason I'm saying he's got to be one and done is strictly off the field. He cannot handle that job. It's just too big.
I agree. I totally agree with you. And I'm not a guy who's like, oh, fire this guy. You could see it on the field. Even Vic Fangio in Denver, great defensive coach. Maybe he's not a head coach. We're seeing a lot of these guys who are great coordinators. They get a head coaching job. They don't make it, and then they go back to being Romeo Crennel, a good example.
Chuck Pagano.
A ton of them.
A ton
Chuck
of these
at least
guys.
had a couple good years.
Yeah.
But I talked to Doug Peterson about that. He said that's what people don't understand. When you move from being a coordinator to a head coach, you're stunned like how much of your time is not spent on football. Like when you're a coordinator, it's all football. It's all football, and then you got to talk to us once a week.
It's a political position.
Yeah.
It's almost like you're a politician. You represent the organization visually, publicly.
Yeah.
What if Dallas doesn't make the playoffs? Could you see a change there, or do you think
they
they're going
have
to
to.
ride and die with them?
They have to.
That's such a strange situation.
Yeah, different than any other. Yeah.
Of course, we've been saying this every year. Oh,
Yeah,
if he doesn't make the playoff.
Jerry wants a guy who does what he's told, and he's got that. So it's not a typical situation.
So, Jets, possibly Redskins, well, they will be. Atlanta, possibly Jacksonville, the Chargers, and the Cowboys. That's the list we have growing right now, those 6 teams.
What about Denver? Elway's under the hot seat there. He can't go through this. Now he's got Flacco ripping the coach and the playmaking decisions.
Yeah,
This unmitigated disaster of the entire season. They bring Flacco in for no reason. It's a mess.
Elway loves these big quarterbacks, and they just haven't worked out for him ever since Peyton Manning. So I don't know what's going on out there. I like Vic. I played for him in Chicago.
Yeah, I think Vic will get another year. I don't think he's in danger. But
And Elway's not in danger probably either just because of who he is, even though things are just not going the
I
right
don't
way.
think Anthony Lynn's in danger. I mean,
okay, we'll take
they
them
have
off the
so
list.
many injuries.
Chargers
he had such a good year.
We're only
last
halfway
year.
through the season, boys. Let's relax a little bit.
Oh, it's good.
Let's relax.
This is what our job is, Tom.
Look how relaxed Hunter Brody is here now. By the way, if I were to choose a name and start my career in life all over again, it would be Hunter Brody. That is a great radio name. Is it not? Is that your real name?
Yeah.
Your
What do you
real
think,
name
that's
is
my fake
Hunter?
name?
Well, Hunter Brody sounds like either a porn name or a radio name.
Josh is yelling again, by the way.
Josh is yelling.
Or
I
your
don't care what
WWE name.
I don't care what Josh's name is. It doesn't matter what your name is. We're live here. I love the way he's really. I'm going to do this intentionally now to bust his chops and not break because he's yelling.
Break.
Coming back live at Landmark Americana. Philly Godfather's on the mic. He is chomping at the bit to start spitting amazing knowledge on Monday Night Football and vicinity. That's coming up next, right here on the austere Tony Bruno Into the Night countdown to kickoff with Colin Thompson, with the great John McMullen and Hunter Brody and the whole gang. We're coming right back.
Hour number 2 of the Monday Night Football Countdown to Kickoff show is
Look at Jay Gruden. Who's the better looking Aton? Huh?
Josh throwing down his headsets back at the studio. Damn it. Oh, Tony's not even on the headset.
Is Josh throwing his
How
head?
rude.
Huh? Can we have like a pitcher of water? Yeah, thanks. Relax, dude. You're on camera. 50. Thank you. Yeah, that's fine. Thanks. Good to meet you. He said there's a lot of trades in the last hour. Nothing's happened. I just went down Schefter's Twitter.
VT Hockey 1973, Miss Robin would never throw down her headset. Ha. You haven't seen me pissed off.
Yeah.
Although, rather than throwing down my headset, I am better at axe throwing. For those of you who do not know, do not F with Miss Robin. She is a championship axe thrower. That is right. I did win a Montana Huckleberry Festival logging competition. Axe, I was champion.
Tony, you have low energy.
Uno. S Falcon 30, he cannot have any alcohol while he's on all his meds.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I forgot. I was going to ask him if he wanted a beer.
Yeah, I can't do it.
That's good. Clean him out a little bit.
Well, not that he's a heavy drinker
No,
anyway,
I know,
but yeah, no.
It's fun to say.
Well, he is being cleaned out. That's for damn sure.
Oh. We're not talking about you, Tone. Don't worry. What? How dare you?
Do I practice axe throwing with Tony? You know what? I've only gone axe throwing with Tony once at a Ren fair, and I did show my prowess.
How'd she do, Tone?
Who, me?
No.
Robin?
The great Miss Robin.
Oh, Robin's always great.
No, with the axe throwing. I showed
Oh, yeah, she's good at that.
Yeah, it's sort of an innate ability.
She said, don't ask nobody. Ask nobody.
You are failing us.
That's what the Mr. Monday Night people are saying to Mr. Monday Night this
Colin,
season so
you
far.
didn't hear that because I don't think you were on the headset. But I actually did win a championship in Montana, a huge logging competition.
Wow.
In 1990. It's been a while.
Is that on your resume when you apply to a
Yes,
job?
I do.
Sorry, John.
I put that on there.
We're coming back with you, Josh. When does the Philly Godfather join us?
Where is he sitting with the wireless mic? So he can hear us now?
But you're not going to be on camera, though.
You want me to get on stage?
Yeah, we need the Philly Godmother up here.
Godmother?
The Gourmand. The Philly Gourmand. I like we're getting everything handed on checks. You like this? Guest number 46726. We have your Philly Godfather ready. It's waiting.
Here we go.
Win a pair of
Hey,
tickets
tons
to
on
an
TV
Eagles game
tonight.
of your choice.
Where?
2nd and 2. Wentz under center. Motion to the near side. Wentz pumps, looks, fires. Touchdown, Eagles! He's got his man. He wanted Dallas Goedert, and he was open, and the Eagles take the lead.
They fake to one side and love this. They get the action going to the right side. Then he comes back to the left side where he's got Dallas Goedert, and he's just inside of the defender. He throws him a perfect strike, and it's a touchdown.
Yeah. Get up. Get on up. And as the young lady, the climate scientist, young Greta once said about Mr. Monday Night,
We will never forgive you.
listen, you got to forgive me. I mean, I'm 6-6. There have been worse pickers than that. There are people who charge money and don't have picks as good as I do. I'm operating at a 69%. See, I found a calculator now, but I'll have to ask people how to calculate your winning percentage.
That's a pretty good clip.
So 42-19 is my overall record. That's a 69% clip, as the Philly Godfather understands.
You're in the 1%.
And then
1%
Thursday
club,
Night Football, 92%.
Wow.
Because I'm taking credit for the two selections I didn't make on the air, because you know we loved. I had it written down. I didn't get a chance to because I'd just gotten out of the hospital.
Full transparency.
Love the
I told you to take
the
credit
dog
for
pick.
that on Sunday.
And I didn't even count the Eagles in that way. I didn't count that pick.
No, the Thursday night pick.
Thursday night, 12-1. That's 92%. Sundays, 24-12, 66%. Monday night, though, is my biggest disgrace. That's 50%, and that's good for some people. 6-6, Philly Godfather. That's embarrassing.
Sorry, we're going to pick it up tonight.
We're going to pick it up tonight. Another stinker, though. This is another, has there been a worse season of Monday Night Football that you can remember as far as matchups?
Well, they're okay to start the year, and then they just unravel. Right?
Got a lot of bad teams, and you have standalone games. You're going to have some bad matchups.
Did you see that this weekend? This is what's amazing how many bad teams there are. There were only 2 games this weekend that featured teams with winning records. Only 2 games. Yeah. You know what those were, right?
Eagles?
That was the Eagles didn't have a winning record. They were
wow.
I'm talking
Green
about
Bay,
over
Kansas
500.
Panthers, San Fran?
No. San Francisco, obviously.
Green Bay.
Green Bay. Those are the 2 games. That's it.
Yeah,
2
bad.
games with teams over 500.
Isn't
and we
this
know,
week bad, too? I got to look.
I haven't even looked at this week yet.
So listen to this schedule for Monday night. I mean, this is rough, guys.
No, it's bad. But you know what? When they make these schedules in March, they're anticipating teams being better. They're always going to put the Patriots in. Patriots are in so many games because you pencil them in March. You put them in ink. You don't even pencil them because the Patriots are never going to be bad enough to where you're going to say, oh, my God, can we flex? Now, they'll start flexing pretty soon now on the Sunday night games.
Patriots,
if they have some stinkers.
Yeah, Patriots-Jets, 33-0. The good one, Lions-Packers was the best one.
Yes, that was a good game.
Niners-Browns, brutal, 31-3 Niners. Bengals-Steelers, brutal. Bears-Redskins, not good. Now, the Browns, the Week 2, September 16th, Browns-Jets game, you would think would be okay.
But you don't know with Cleveland. I mean, Cleveland, you want to talk about teams that you just can't get a grip on any single week. Just when you think they're going to play well and they match up, they go out there and just stink it up to the high head. I mean, you saw the fumbles yesterday. I mean, Chubb is running down into the end zone, and he fumbles it at the 1.
Yeah.
I mean, everything that can go wrong with the Cleveland Browns goes wrong this year.
And they kill all the professional handicappers because they're such a box score giant, but they're a game day dud. I mean, on game day, those turnovers just kill you, and turnovers are so hard to handicap. I know, the younger teams have a tendency to turn the ball over more against more experienced teams, but the penalties alone have killed that
Well, how
team.
about that Tampa Bay, Tennessee? I know you love that game.
Oh, my God, that killed me. That killed me. Oh, my God. I buried Tampa Bay plus the points on the money line, and I'm watching Tennessee fumble the ball, and it was a clear fumble, and they pick it up, and they run it down the field for a touchdown, and I'm screaming, and they called the play dead. I mean, how do you do that? They got to do something about that.
Godfather, how has the uptick in penalties affected handicapping? It's got to make
it kills you because the most powerful person on the field isn't the coach, isn't the quarterback, it's the referee.
Yeah.
So if they're making bad call after bad call, and at times it looks egregious, at times it looks like maybe there were some orders from upstairs. I don't know what's going on this year, but it's never been this wide open, and I don't even think they care. These officials.
No, they don't.
I mean, why even make a pass interference a rule if you lose it every time? I think it's 0 for 22.
Are you handicapping Cruz?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
You got to pay attention to everything. You round it all off, and at the end of the day, you're making an educated guess, just like anything else. You got a better chance of winning or losing, of beating that 52.4%, because you got to win more than that to cover the vig. But this year, it's been rough. It's been rough.
Here's my man here, the villain man, Bleed California Sports, just tweeted this. Not endorsed by a member of the Tony Bruno familia. At the South Point out there in Vegas, where the VSiN studios are, VSiN Sports, one straight bet tonight, $100,000. Somebody plunked down minus 850 on the Pittsburgh Steelers money line tonight. So he's betting $100,000, I'm assuming it's a he, to win $11,764.70 straight up.
Now that sounds crazy, but if you think about investing your money in the market, in the real estate market, that's 11% return on your money.
Yes.
So it's not as bad as a bet as people might think it is.
No, you're right. I mean, in a situation like this, is there any way Pittsburgh loses tonight at home?
I don't see any way.
No, so that's why they're 14-point favorites. And that's why I remember when LeBron James earlier in his career, there was like minus 8,000 every night to bet the Cleveland Cavaliers or the Miami Heat. You had to lay $8,000 to win 100. But you know what? People with a lot of money would say, hey, I'll put 16 grand down to win 200 because I'll make $200 right. It's free money.
Or like when Floyd Mayweather fought McGregor. I mean, it was only minus 400. There were people betting hundreds of thousands of dollars on Mayweather. With that kind of return, I mean, you can't go wrong. The odds should have been minus 30,000 when he fought McGregor, and you were only laying 400. It was a steal.
Now, of course, there's a lot of rumors flying around, and we don't like to deal with rumors because we have information. John's well connected. We watch Adam Schefter's Twitter feed. There's a lot of speculation. The Eagles want, Detroit got rid of one of their defensive backs.
Wow.
And now Slay. Well, remember the other day they traded.
There's actually there's no news that's breaking right now, but there's some interesting things that Nate Sudfeld possibly could be on the block for maybe Taylor Gabriel in Chicago, or he could be. I'm just reading a few things here, but
are these from legitimate people, or are these just
bury the Oakland Raiders this week?
I think
bury the Oakland Raiders.
Maybe Sudfeld to the Broncos for Chris Harris. There are just some things that are being leaked. So Taylor Gabriel will be interesting. When I play with him in Chicago, the guy's a strider, a legit burner, former undrafted player who's a freak. Caught 3 touchdowns in that Monday night game. Guy can run, but he's small. He's in that Robbie Anderson conversation. He's with Robbie and that tier 2 speed guy.
All right, let's talk about this game tonight. I mean, now, again, for gambling purposes only, not for information and not for entertainment purposes. Because let me try. You got NBA games on tonight. I tweeted on my pick on my Props Network. By the way, you can go see my pick at TonyBrunoShow.com. Click on the top. I'm taking the Dolphins with the points. The sharps are all over the Dolphins. I don't like to go a lot of times with the money. I was trying to explain earlier to Colin Thompson that the chalk is the favorite. And he doesn't understand that the chalk is the favorite.
He's a square over there.
He's learning.
No. Listen, I'm just saying the chalk pick in anything. I'm not talking about gambling, but it's just a chalk thing to say. Like the Patriots are going to be good. That's a chalk. That's just chalk.
Now, when we're talking about making picks, the chalk is the favorite. You pick the favorite every week, and
so
that's what guys. That's what guys who don't get point spreads. They say, "Oh, hey, how about I think the Patriots are going to win this week," when they're like 30-point favorites. Oh, really? Wow, way to go out on a limb. I mean, that's easy. Picking with points is what makes this professional handicap.
It's the great equalizer.
Anybody can pick winners, and people can't even pick straight-up winners and losers every week.
So you're saying it's not impressive to say the Patriots are going to beat the Jets?
It's pretty much a lock, yeah. The Jets are the Jets. All right, now at this game tonight, 14 points. I've been watching like you do the Sharps. The Sharps have been on the Dolphins. Even though the Dolphins aren't good and they gave up a running back today, Drake. Kenyon Drake. They gave him to Arizona. They're trying to tank, but I think they put Ryan Fitzpatrick back in, not to win the games, but at least to make them entertaining and give them a chance to get some points on the board. Isn't that what this is all about?
Yeah, and he looked great against Buffalo last week, 23 for 35.
They could have won that game against the Bills.
Yeah, they played well.
0 sacks. Buffalo has, like we mentioned against the Eagles, they're ranked 31st in the league in the adjusted sack rate, so they can't really get after the quarterback. That's why Fitzpatrick looked so good last week. This week, it's going to be a little different story with Pittsburgh, who's got the third best pass rush in the NFL. And if you look at the nucleus of that team, number 1 in offensive line pass protection, number 3 in defensive line adjusted sack rate. So this is a different kind of defensive unit they're playing than they played last week, where Fitzpatrick looked great against Buffalo.
So, again, Miami's not good, and Miami shouldn't win this game. But the bottom line is Miami has to cover 14 points. That's all you got to do. Now, is there any way, because you look at the Pittsburgh offense, they've had like a 200-yard passing day once in the last 4 games. So they don't move. I mentioned their guys, they're stars. Their leading receiver, Juju, he's not even Juju Smith-Schuster. He's got 25 catches. Connor, the running back, has 26. So their offense isn't exactly scaring anybody.
Yeah,
but will they, because the Dolphins can't rush the passer, and because the Pittsburgh Steelers offensive line can protect the quarterback, because the quarterbacks, they've had 3, and they've only been sacked 5 total times so far in Pittsburgh, which is pretty good. Shouldn't that give an indication that Pittsburgh can go out there and roll them tonight?
I mean, Miami's defense is so bad. They're giving up 35 points per game. They're ranked, I think, dead last in points per game. But Pittsburgh's offense ranked 25th in the league in yards per play, so they're not really scaring anyone either.
Exactly.
Like
That's why I can't go with Pittsburgh.
I'm hearing chalk at a Philly
No, they're
Godfather,
obviously a better team than Pittsburgh Steelers.
Chalk.
But until they can prove to me that they can move the ball down the field and put points on the board, I'm not laying 14. I'm taking 14 points tonight on Mr. Monday Night, getting back in the winning column.
I was feeling that as well, but until Philly Godfather spoke about the defensive line of the Steelers versus what Miami does offensively.
We have all that figured in here, man.
I see some turnovers, Philly Godfather. I see some strip sacks. I see some good field position for a Pittsburgh offense.
And Minkah Fitzpatrick, a big pickup for the Steelers, too.
And they just lost their running back, Miami. They're their best player offensively, probably.
Well, you got to remember, this line opened up 17. It's already moved a whopping 3 points down to 14. So a lot of the value has been extracted from the line. So maybe laying 13.5 on the Steelers is just as strong as taking 17 on Miami, if you look at it from that perspective.
So now with the Sudfeld rumor that Colin was mentioning.
Why would the Chicago Bears give up Taylor Gabriel for Nate Sudfeld? You got to look at it from the other perspective.
Is he better than Chase Daniel as a backup?
No.
Is he a better long-term possibility than Mitch Trubisky?
Better long-term. I mean, he's a young player.
Another thing they're saying is maybe C.J. Beathard for Taylor Gabriel, back up with the Niners.
C.J. Beathard's got more. He's more proven.
Yeah, he's proven. I mean, the Niners are in this position like they were when they had the three-headed monster. Remember, they had Montana, they had Young, and then they had Steve Bono. They had 3 legitimate quarterbacks who could all play and all did play. Nowadays, you can't have 3 quarterbacks who are good.
Brady,
and San Francisco does.
Not too long ago, the Patriots had Tom Brady, Jacoby Brissett, and Jimmy Garoppolo all on the same roster.
But they didn't keep them around. They moved them as commodities. I'm saying right now,
that's amazing.
Beathard, and who's the other guy in San Francisco who played last year and played well too? Not just C.J. Beathard.
In the preseason. Didn't he play in the preseason?
The third guy that played. Remember, he had to fill in last year when Garoppolo got hit. They had 2 quarterbacks. Beathard got hurt.
I think he was like a D1AA guy.
And he played well. So they've had 3 quarterbacks.
Nick Mullins.
That's right, Nick Mullins.
Where'd he go?
Isn't he still there? They didn't release him.
Where'd he go to college?
I don't remember.
And since we're talking about the 49ers, you got to remember when they played the Steelers. Steelers forced 5 turnovers on that team, and we all know how good the 49ers are now. We didn't know how good they were back then. But think about that. As good as the offensive line is, as good as the defensive line is, Pittsburgh almost won that game. It's incredible.
All right. I'm going chalk. I was feeling Tony. I was with Tony. I was with them until you just spoke.
You could be right. They'd have to actually. And they got
pressed. J.J. Watt's brother. He's a monster.
Don't they have that Temple kid there too, Matakevich?
He's a special teams guy, but yeah.
I know. I like him though.
Yeah, he's tough.
Philly Godfather, you going with Colin Thompson, the new Mr. Monday Night?
I like the under 44 tonight, and sometimes the best decisions you make in life are the ones you don't. So I don't really like a side, but gun to my head, I would lay 13.5 on the Steelers tonight.
So you're going to go the other way.
60% of all tickets are on Miami.
They could do it. They probably will, because I've been taking hot dogs, and on Monday night, the hot dogs haven't been winning. It's an outrage. That's how it works. I'll get them on Thursday if I don't win tonight. We're coming right back. Philly Godfather's here. We're having fun. We got much more still to come. The Sixers are playing tonight. We'll keep an eye on that for you. And in fact, we'll go to that game right at the top of the hour. We will go live to Sixers basketball.
Tom McGinnis.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
He's the best.
indeed.
He is the best.
I'm on load management, so I will not be playing tonight. We're coming right back live at Landmark Americana here on a Monday night in Glassboro, New Jersey, 97.3 ESPN and BrunoNation Live on twitch.tv.
Check.
All right,
No,
folks.
time
I want to thank Big Sexy 69. Yes, Tony is on meds. He's on lots of meds. Not quite as many meds as he was before, but he is definitely on meds.
But they have Indy on Sunday. So they got the Colts. I don't know if this is a look-ahead game.
Hello, check 111.
The problem is how they're going to score, and their defense gave up 31 points to a Chargers team. What was that final score? Yeah. I mean, the Chargers are ranked 27th in defensive efficiency, and Miami only scored 10 points. It's a tough ball.
Is it working now? Hello,
yes,
hello.
You're good.
The numbers right there.
Sudfeld's an interesting piece, John. I mean,
he's like Winston. He comes right back to it.
Oh man, all these guys who need like those cough buttons so they can take off their headsets without hurting people's ears. Tony, people are asking how you're feeling and what meds you're on.
I'm on nothing. I'm on Tylenol and ibuprofen. That's it.
Although
I'm off the Oxy.
He was on a beautiful cocktail on surgery day of Versed.
It's not beautiful, Robin. You're making it sound like people should go out and get these drugs and do them at home. You can't do it.
No, and the people, there have been people who have died who have done it on their own, so we do not recommend that. But it was a Versed, propofol, and ketamine cocktail. AJ in San Antonio is asking if there is a show tomorrow. Tony has a follow-up doctor's appointment, so unfortunately there will not be another show again.
I may have to have another procedure tomorrow.
We're not sure about that yet. We're crossing fingers that there won't be. But so no daytime show tomorrow, unfortunately.
Yeah, how many have you had in the last couple weeks?
2. It's bad, man. It's really bad. I had one on October 8th. It was getting better, and then it got really bad. And then last Thursday, which is why I couldn't go up and do, because I had surgery on Thursday afternoon, and I was out of it. I mean, I wasn't even conscious. And by the time Robin got me home at 6 o'clock, I was like in bed and out.
Yep.
And so today, Robin, you know, I check myself every day, and take care, man. Great to see you. Great to see you guys.
Bye. It was great meeting you. Hopefully we'll see you again. Bye, sweetheart.
So then she took a picture from my doctor and sent it to him. He said, "Yeah, you're going to have to come in tomorrow."
You ready to be a pure number 1 yet?
Sorry, Steve. You know, I'd love to do the shows, but I have to get my. If I'm not healthy enough to sit down for a couple hours.
I know, S Falcon 39. It sucks. But
You think I want to be in a hospital every freaking 3 days?
We need Tony back 100%, man.
I don't even need to be 100%. Just give me 75. No, I have a feeling that tonight they're going to Pittsburgh, Mason Rudolph's going to just dink and dunk it. You're going to see Juju Smith-Schuster, who hasn't been able to do anything all year. What is this? Is this kids fighting teachers in school?
Your choice.
You are looking live. Sing it, Tone.
Get it on, get it on, get it on. Get it on, get it on, get it on.
How dare you?
Hey, listen, I'm just doing what I can.
So Tony's going Dolphins in the points.
Yeah.
Me and the Great Philly Godfather are, of course, looking eye to eye per usual on this type of stuff.
Listen, I'm not in love with this pick. I have to make a pick.
I have to make a pick.
I was with you on it until Philly Godfather got on the stage.
I'm throwing the stats out there that show, but the thing is, Pittsburgh has to go out and prove it.
Yeah.
The fact that Juju Smith-Schuster, I'm telling you,
I'm
is
not
the
worried about
biggest
that.
number one bust of the.
No.
If he were in Philadelphia and he
No.
was the number one receiver and he was
But
still
it's not
playing
him.
with a backup quarterback and he had 25 receptions for the season, you'd think this town wouldn't be going crazy about, oh, this guy's supposed to be the number one receiver.
This town's
and
going
he
crazy
sucks.
over Mac Hollins. Of
Yeah,
course
we
they'd
go
be
crazy over Mac Hollins, who's out there as a decoy and on special teams. Even Hunter Brody is like, what's with the people going crazy about Mac Hollins in this
He's the
town?
one going crazy about it. That's
I'm
why I
not
brought it
going
up.
crazy
He
about
thinks
it.
it needs to be talked about that he's not playing well.
There's a discussion because of J.J. Arthega-Whiteside. That's why we
That's
need to talk
the discussion. Hunter's right.
But it's not on. It's on the staff.
It's not about Mac Hollins. Yes, it is on the staff.
Or it may not be. They may be like, hey, this kid's not ready to go. Mac's got to play. Or why would you put?
But that's a problem.
Obviously.
Then. That's a problem.
Or maybe it's why we can't afford to have Alshon's already in. You have your two big tight ends. You need some sort of speed on the field. Maybe
And that's
enough.
Mac Hollins.
He's faster than JJ.
He's faster, but he's not doing much.
Yeah, but doing much is a cop out too. That he's still fast. It has nothing to do
Look,
with
both Doug and Mike Rowe have already said the reason Mac is playing over JJ is purely positional. And the fact that
so there you go.
They have him as the backup Z and they can't cross-train JJ Arthega-Whiteside. That is a coaching staff mistake.
Or JJ can't handle it. That's what I'm saying.
But that's a problem. He's a second-round
But
pick.
it has nothing to do with it mentally. It's sure you can get into drafting and all that stuff. But my point is this: there's an issue on both ends with what's happening.
Look, I was with this team in training camp when this same coaching staff was raving about JJ, about how good he was, about how many plays he was making. I find it hard to believe he was that good over the summer.
And he can't get on the field.
September came and he dropped one ball, which admittedly was egregious, but it was difficult. And then they say, okay, you're done?
Yeah, that makes no sense.
And
especially when you need this guy more than ever. You need a guy more than ever, and you can't find a way to put him in there?
And then the back end of that is if the other guy was producing, then I could understand it and say, well, Mac's playing well, so that's what I say with Jordan Howard.
But he hasn't been playing bad. That's my opinion. He's on the field because he's told to be on the field.
How are you an NFL receiver, Colin, and you play a month of football, you get
special teams players.
You get about 60% of the offensive snaps.
Fair.
And you don't get one reception.
Who's throwing on the ball?
Carson Wentz, pretty good quarterback.
Oh, no, I'm not judging him as a quarterback, but he also has some other favorite targets that he would probably pick.
Well, yeah,
before
obviously he's not looking for Mac Hollins.
He's the seventh target.
But you can't scheme a reception
for
your starting.
Would you rather scheme a reception for Zach Ertz, Alshon Jeffrey,
But it's
Nelson
not even about
Aguilar?
scheming. If you're out there that much, at some point you will get one ball.
Yes.
Exactly.
One
That's
ball.
all it takes. One big play. He gets a ball and he breaks a tackle and he goes into the end zone. And then the birth of another position player.
When Detroit came here, and Patricia rolled out the Belichick defense, and he said, we're going to take away Zach Ertz. We're going to bracket Zach Ertz. You're telling me Mac Hollins isn't loose, can't get open, can't do something, can't take advantage?
I hear you.
I can't believe no one in the history of sports radio has spent more time breaking down two players who can't get on the field.
And again, that's why I brought it up, because I heard it a lot today on Sports Talk Radio.
Then why do you have to keep this going?
And I saw it on Twitter.
It's an
But
outrage,
it's a second-round pick.
What's going
Tony.
on back there?
And people are saying Howie Roseman can't
Ridiculous.
draft.
You know, Mr. Monday Night here, you know what he just said?
What did he say?
People heard him. You can hear me. You can hear it coming from within my inner being. I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this. Exactly. As the great R. Kelly once said, remember? I'm fighting for my bleeping life out here.
I thought you were going to eat the babies.
Life. Yo, killing me with this.
that was great.
No more eating the babies.
I got to eat. We haven't played it.
We still don't have the must be present to win drop.
I sent it.
But we have to load it.
Yeah, that's the problem.
I got, Robin's
that was with Gail King, wasn't it?
No,
the R. Kelly.
yes.
Great
But Robin's been sick. I've been in the hospital the last 2 weeks.
You guys have been on IR.
We've been on IR, extended IR. I am eligible to come back, though.
Designated to return.
Exactly.
When are you going to return?
By the way,
you're here.
When are we moving the clocks forward, Tone?
This weekend. Back.
Okay.
No, we're falling back.
Hilarious.
We're going
back. Sorry.
I was on heavy medication. We're falling back on Saturday night. A lot of people will be falling back all over the place.
And you could fall and come right in the morning and recover with breakfast at Toll Man Joe's.
That's right. This Sunday, again, repeating.
Well done.
Joe Krause doesn't have a microphone right now.
Oh, he
we
can
know
hear
what's
us, though.
happening. But Hunter, you're usually in the studio on Sunday mornings producing the great program.
There
for
should be
Toll
a
Man Joe's.
97.3 bus.
There really should. He's talking about getting a double-decker bus.
And you and Luigi are going to just be parading around South Philly.
Yeah.
The pageantry.
I'll borrow Jason Kelsey's Mummers outfit. I'll go back to our guys over there at the Pennsport string band that was on the show live 2
Local
weeks
98
ago.
is going to be there for Krause's coats.
Absolutely. It's going to be awesome.
Krause's
How fun
not
was that
paying
last
attention.
week with the coats, Philly Godfather?
It was awesome. The pumpkins. Everything was great.
The pumpkins, smashing pumpkins in the parking lot.
Not the band.
No, not them. No,
Billy
they're done.
Corgan.
Billy
Live.
Corgan. He was not there. He must be present to win, and he wasn't there, so he lost. Anyway, just one thing. I don't want anybody to say if Mr. Monday Night doesn't lose tonight, because this is the first time he could be under 500 on the season on Monday Night Football. And you know what I'll say tomorrow if that happens?
We've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok, and flat out deceived.
Thank you, Stephen.
The great.
Thank you, the great Stephen A. Smith.
Not L.J. Smith.
Whatever happened to him?
Rutgers.
Speaking of tight, I know.
His cousin played at Temple with me.
Did he really?
Yeah. His brother. Good player.
And don't forget the Kang. No, we'll have Kang all hats. Now, I got to go. We got to get into the prize closet of Krause, because he says he has all this stuff, and he does, because he's always producing stuff for all these shows to give it away, right? Tonight he's going to have giveaways tonight, right, Joe? After the show, as soon as the show ends, Joe Krause will get back up here, and he will announce a big giveaway. And people will be able to come with us on Sunday morning. It'll start at 8 a.m. at Toll Man Joe's. So it's going to be breakfast.
Kegs and eggs.
Kegs and eggs. Free parking outside instead of paying $50 to go to the stadium. Have breakfast.
Free shuttle.
Free shuttle to and from the stadium. No hanging out with riffraff who are going to get arrested or be on some YouTube video somewhere.
Or getting fight with Sixers players.
Exactly right.
Is Mike Scott okay?
Mike Scott is okay, and they're underway in Atlanta. Sixers.
Joel Embiid is playing.
Yes, he is.
Huge
but,
dunk.
Trey
Young, Oklahoma.
Trey Young is absolutely lighting it up early in the NBA. The Atlanta Hawks, don't sleep on the Atlanta Hawks now, because they're good. They're a good regular season team that never does anything in the postseason, and they're off to a good start, too.
The keys to victory for the Sixers, it says on the screen here, are to stop Trey Young and have active hands defensively.
Oh, I have active hands, and so does Freddie Mitchell.
Whoa.
I mean, who has better hands?
Fred X.
Fred X?
Just ask Fred.
Matisse Thybulle.
Matisse Thybulle.
James Thrash.
And, of course, the man who was just sent down to the Delaware 87ers, whatever the hell they're called, the great Zaire Smith, option down to the G League or the D League, whatever the hell they call it.
People are already disgusted with Brett Brown about that. Shocker.
That's not his decision.
I know.
Yeah.
It's an outrage. Can anybody be happy in this town?
They go
I know
back and
Josh is
forth
not.
with
We're not
Delaware every
breaking.
day.
We're coming right back. I think we have one more segment, right?
Yeah.
Maybe Philly Godfather got a couple little, maybe a little baseball preview, maybe a little something,
a prop.
something, a little something.
Player prop, maybe.
Can you give us just a
The
little,
fans
just a
always
little,
ask for the
just a
player
little
prop.
taste?
He's ready to fire over there.
He is ready to
You
fire.
guys,
We got to come back with Top Gun.
We got to come back, and we will. Philly Godfather, ladies and gentlemen, in the house. He's ready to fire. He's got everything in front of him, man. It's like being at mission control at NASA. Live here at Landmark Americana, Monday night, countdown to kickoff. The whole gang on 97.3 ESPN.
Hour number 2
Philly
of the
Godfather,
Monday Night Football
you tweeted total under 13.5 for Dolphins total points. Don't. They're not going to cover.
You never know. You never know.
Philly Godfather, there is a question for you.
Sure. What's the question?
S Falcon 39 is asking, what other sport
Put your headphone
does Philly Godfather bet?
Everything, right?
We bet everything that we think we have an edge on.
Now, you didn't have the Rugby
including the
World Cup
XFL.
going on.
Yeah.
I was watching Rugby World Cup last
bet
night.
on the under of 13.5.
We'll bet
Miami
hockey,
Dolphins points.
baseball, basketball, football, boxing,
Joel, unbelievable
WNBA.
pass. Watch this pass.
We bet everything.
Let's remind everybody
He just snapped it
where
between
they
his
can
legs.
go to find all of your
On Twitter,
lists.
at Philly Godfather on Twitter. And then, of course, the website is phillygodfather.com.
I'm putting that up there. Just for those who are asking. Philly Godfather.
Dean is saying 3-team parlay tonight in hockey. Dean thinks he's good at hockey, but he sucks.
Hockey's
brutal.
It's such
I'm
a
learning that the
competitive
hard
league.
way.
It's such
Canucks.
Watch his pass.
It's not just hockey.
Watch his pass.
He's got Canucks. Oh, that's a great pass.
Right between his legs.
He's got Canucks. He's got Rockets and Steelers. 3-team parlay.
Oh, 3 different sports.
Yeah, that's a parlay. You put 3 teams together.
No, I know, but I thought it was a hockey parlay.
No,
I mean,
you
they
can
were
do
all
anything.
hockey
You can
teams.
parlay anything.
I know. I just saw it. My bad. If you say a hockey parlay,
I would think all 3 teams were hockey.
yeah.
You don't have to.
Yeah, I'm learning the hard way. That hockey stuff is tough to bet on.
Tough sledding, man.
Oh, yeah. I stay up late night on those West Coast hockey games all the time.
Dude, it's tough because it's such a competitive league, which people don't like, but it's really what.
Yeah, like the Coyotes could beat the Islanders on any day of the week.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know what I
they're
mean?
playing tonight.
Those 2 squads?
I think so.
Huh. I just threw 2 out at you.
No, I think they are playing tonight.
That's weird. Islanders are on like an 8-game win streak right now.
They're on a what?
8-game win streak.
Are they really?
Yeah. That's that hockey knowledge for you.
Oh.
You better get a TO, baby. Get a TO. It's a 10-point lead.
You can't get that anywhere. Stinky, stinky, stinky.
Dean's parlay. What was it again?
I just told you it was
Pittsburgh,
Vancouver, Steelers,
the Canucks, Steelers, and the Rockets.
Canucks, Steelers, and the Rockets. I got to investigate. Give me 1 minute.
He's going to be like, bop, bop, bop.
He's got all the numbers there.
Oh, he's crunching numbers.
Crunching those numbers.
This is the great Philly Godfather. Philly Godfather, what is a strawberry pancake, by the way? You tweeted that the other day.
You never had a strawberry pancake?
No, I have, but you tweeted it about a bet.
What I do is all the free winners I give out, I give them dessert names. Strawberry pancakes.
Oh, okay.
They all have different because they're so tasty.
Love
Okay.
it. Just like the coffee tweets. I'm a big coffee guy. I love
That's
it.
it.
I love
That's
it.
it.
Those crack me up. Those crack me
What'd
up.
you say?
I don't like the parlay.
He doesn't like your parlay, Dean, so hit the pike. You should have had the Bruins last night. They
Or you can be
boat
like-
raced the Rangers. Did you
can-
see that score?
You could be like Shander and hedge everything down to these ridiculous
Oh,
numbers.
yeah. He teases everything.
Oh, my God.
He teases everything.
We're going to tease it. You can tease. The over-under on him saying tease is like 15 a
He'll do-
show.
he'll-
It's only a 2-hour show.
He'll do a 14-team parlay.
You could
and
bring
he'll
up
tease
any
it all.
sport. He's like, oh, yeah, let's check the line.
Yeah, we know. This is the wireless one. Is it like horrendous?
That's better. The farther away from your mouth, the better. That sounds bad.
Originally, it wasn't that way. That's
Yeah.
why I was putting it so close.
Coming back to you, Josh. Top Gun. Give me Top Gun or bust. What did he say?
Yeah.
We need to eat the babies.
I know we do. We'll eat them eventually. I mean, we're going to run out of food sources unless we stay here at Landmark Americana and never leave. By the way, the Hawks have jumped out to a 10-point lead over the Sixers. Trae Young est très bon, as they say in France. You know what I'm saying? Très, très bon. Sixers down 11 early. I don't know how the Sixers were favored in this game. Atlanta's really, really good.
Got to be concerned.
I
What is
would,
this, game
if I
three?
was going to gamble, I would have taken the Hawks tonight.
Wow.
Getting points at home against the Sixers.
That's
Listen,
an undefeated team? How dare you?
Sixers
How
to win.
dare you question the Sixers?
I'm not questioning the Sixers. I'm saying this is a good
Wow,
spot.
you're questioning the heart of this city? You're questioning the heart of this city? You're not a 4-for-4 guy?
How dare you?
Is he ignoring me?
No.
Oh.
All right, Philly Godfather's still studying here. I want to give him some time.
Let it marinate.
You got anything marinating tonight now?
He's got good juju.
NBA action, game 525, 526 on your screen. Portland at
wait a
San
minute.
Antonio.
Let me get the NBA
This
music.
is some upper level stuff here.
We're going next level. We're going the next level.
All right, good thing Aton was in here. I keep ripping Aton. Aton would have the laptop out. Hold on a sec. Can I screenshot this? All right, what do we got, Philly Godfather?
Oh, wait a minute. Let me play the theme song here. Who we have in the association tonight, as they used to say on SportsCenter.
Well,
in the association.
We laid some 4 on the Spurs. They're playing Portland. Portland's coming off a back-to-back. They're going to be a little tired. We made that number 7. Odds makers opened it up at 3.5, 4. So we laid the 4 on San Antonio, which forced the odds makers to readjust their price. And it's currently up to 6, 6.5 out of some of the sharper offshore sports books.
So that's your NBA play tonight.
That's the NBA play.
Are you kidding me?
And about 55% of all the money's on Portland. So you always want to be opposite the squares.
Who do you have in Monday Night Raw? Oh, no, that's right. There's no odds on that. I think John McMullen has odds on Monday Night Raw.
You can get odds on.
I got inside information on that.
Do you have inside
Good
information?
friends with John Layfield.
Oh, really? Let's get
JBL.
Give me some Monday Night Raw.
No, I don't have nothing right now.
Okay.
I'd have to make a phone call.
What about Pistons Pacers? I'll tell you what. Andre Drummond stinks out loud. The guy is the worst free throw shooter. I mean, he's just horrible.
I'll tell you, it stinks out loud. This Sixers team getting run off the court.
What did I tell you?
Plenty of game left.
It's still early.
Plenty of
It's
game
still
left.
early.
I'm telling you,
I
the
like to
Sixers.
overreact, Billy Godfather.
Mark this down right now. If you could get a halftime, the Sixers are going to lose tonight. And I'm not against the Sixers. I'm just saying
You're
people
against
are
the Sixers.
underestimating
Yes, you
the
are.
Atlanta Hawks.
He's not a 4-for-4 guy.
Yes, I am.
Uh-oh. Boop, and 1.
About
And here comes
still
the
early.
comeback.
All of a sudden, it's a 9-point deficit in the
I
first
just
quarter.
lit a fire under our Sixers.
Ridiculous, man.
All the way from the great
what-
landmark Americana.
It's like what you do on Eagles Twitter, John.
Oh, you're playing. Who's playing the? You playing it back there too? Love the original round ball rock. Who's playing that?
Josh?
Yep.
I love the round ball rock. That's the greatest of all time. I like the TNT one now. The ESPN one's okay too.
You got any Barkley ones on it? Charles Barkley?
No, I don't have any Charles in here right now. I got a little AI though. You like the Sixers tonight?
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Did I ever tell you a story when we had him out all night?
Oh,
It's
no.
funny to me too.
I can't wait to hear this
We
one.
had him out till 5 in the morning. They were
Oh.
playing the Bucks the next day. I think it was a 12 o'clock game. And when AI first moved to Philly, he was staying at Franklin Town Apartments. And I had a couple retail businesses down the street. So we used to always hang out. We became good friends, me and his Uncle Greg. We started hanging out. So we took him out. We were buying him shots, champagne. He didn't know that we were professional sports bettors. And by the time we left him, it was about 5:30 in the morning. He was trashed. He had to pay 11 o'clock the next day or 12 o'clock. We bet the other side, and he goes out and scores 40, and they still cover.
Wow.
And I was like, we lost
That's
that
like the
way.
old Babe Ruth stories and the Mickey Mantle stories. You know, those guys would stay out all night, get wasted.
Some guys can do that.
Yeah. AI was one of those
AI
guys.
was something else.
He's a
Yeah.
soldier. Soldier.
He really was. I mean, he's one of those once-in-a-lifetime players, especially in this city. I mean, little guys like that going out there and dominating. And I remember
5'11" and a half.
I was there in L.A. when the Sixers played him in the 2001. I was on the floor at Staples Center after that first
Going down to
game
AC,
win.
Plus
showing up a
800.
half hour
Man.
before
Against
the
the
game.
Lakers, plus 800 in that first game, and they won it outright.
Exactly right.
And I kept asking Greg, his Uncle Greg, I said, he's going to be able to play tomorrow? He's like, he does this all the time. I was like, yeah, right. Like, we had him toasted, and he put up 40, and I lost a ton of money.
This is not a point-shaving admission. He didn't shave points. He went out there and
He
did
wanted
a
to
shit
cover the
job.
spread, yeah.
Exactly. Shaving points is when you purposely throw the game and don't play well. You don't shave points to win a game. You shave points to throw a game or to not cover the number. Come on, man. What kind of bad gambling knowledge is that? We got the Philly Godfather. Even Colin Thompson knows that, and he knows nothing about gambling.
Pretty sure I do, Tony. After Mr. Monday Night, we're gonna change the opening to.
You guys want some prop bets for the football game?
Well, we only have how much time we have, Josh?
Minute, less than a minute.
Seconds.
Go
No,
ahead.
30 seconds. Give me a couple quick ones.
Under 229.5 passing yards for Fitzpatrick. And Mason Rudolph will not throw a touchdown tonight, minus 145.
Wow. It's going to be a defensive game, defensive touchdowns.
I like that. That means that my Miami Dolphins will cover the spread with the points. I want to thank everybody. Got to thank the Philly Godfather again live. John McMullen, Colin Thompson, the great Hunter Brody, Josh back in the studio, Nick, Miss Robin, and everybody who made this happen. We'll see you on Thursday night at Screwballs in King of Prussia for Thursday Night Football. Mr. Thursday Night will be back. In the meantime, good night, everybody. Don't drink and drive. Don't text and drive. And God bless America.
Monday Night Football Countdown to Kickoff Show with Tony Bruno, Eitan Shander, John McMullen, Colin Thompson, and Joe Krause, a Jacob Media sports presentation.
It's the savings opportunity that will haunt you if you miss out. It's Selltoberfest, going on now at Matt Blatt Kia of Toms River and Matt Blatt Kia in Egg Harbor Township.
Thanks, all you guys on the Twitch stream.
So you can drive home a new Kia today. 0% APR financing available for 75 months on select in-stock Kia models. Get $5,000 in Kia factory rebates on every 2019 Kia Sorento SXL in stock. Plus, don't forget the Matt Blatt Kia 4-day love it or leave it return policy. If you have a job clearing $400 per week, Matt Blatt Kia wants to help. Get $5,000 in